T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You're now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to the Trap Talk Reptile Podcast YouTube channel's new breeder on the block series that we do here every Monday. If you're into keeping reptiles, admiring, breeding, or keeping, man, this is a channel to be in. I'm telling you right now, primarily ball pythons, green tree pythons, boa constrictors, just your common sickness as far as amazing type reptiles you could keep. But guys, we talk about it all here. So if you're into the animals, you're into the reptiles, this is the place to be. I'm your boy MJ. What is good? Feel great tonight. Hope you're feeling good. If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy a favor. If you agree or if you like everything I just said about reptiles, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. That you're on top. That way you're on top of every single podcast I come out with on this out on this channel. I'm also on all the other major audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, Google Play, all the major podcasting platforms. So if you listen to me on those audio platforms, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to those platforms as well. I think, listen, if you support me anyway by listening, I just gotta say thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you are looking for exclusive content, if you want to get more tapped in behind the scenes in what I do here with the podcast and whatnot, if you want to join and meet the family, well, listen, come down and join the Trap Talk Patreon family in the link below. The very first link in the very description, you will see the Trap Talk Patreon link and join the Trap Talk Patreon family, because as soon as you join the Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord, and that will tap in with over 160 trappers. And yeah, man, we're all in it for the animals, and it's so good to be a part of such an amazing, growing, positive family. I'm telling you, I love my Patreon family so much. And guys, thank you so much for all that you've done for me and all the support. Seriously, I love getting together with you guys every Sunday, and you guys are the best. Shout out to the coolest reptile family in the world. And then if you guys want to follow me on Instagram as well, stay on top of all my animal projects that I have going on here in this room, Trap Talk God 619 on Instagram. That's where you can follow me. And then also go follow the podcast's page as well, the Trap Talk Reptile Podcast on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, show me some love, drop a like, little something from Facebook, please. Go to Facebook if you're on Facebook and go like this podcast's page as well, the Trap Talk Reptile Podcast on Facebook. And yeah, appreciate all of the support. YouTube channel, other than this channel, is the Trap Vlogs, where I also do like video documentary on a lot of my projects and stuff that's going my way and stuff that's not. Very just upfront with all my animal stuff on my vlog. So if you want to tap in even deeper as far as what I have going on behind me and stuff like that with all my projects throughout the year, then definitely go to the Trap Vlogs on YouTube and subscribe. I also want to say that before we move any forward on tonight's episode, I do want to say that this episode is brought to you by the big dog himself, Miguel Garcia, at Always Evolving Pythons, always making heavy moves, always staying relevant. It's my dog right here, man, since day one. Man, it's been years now. I've known this guy longer than 5 years. Can you believe it? Anyways, Miguel Garcia, Always Evolving Pythons. Thank you to the entire family, the AEP family. It's crazy to see them all growing. And man, time flies in this game. Thank you, dog. I appreciate you so much, Miguel Garcia. Seriously, your support has taken me far in this game. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Thank you so much. Also, this episode is brought to you by Clutch. If you're looking to get yourself organized, if you want to just look professional, if you want to tap into what the relevant people are tapping into, this is Clutch. I'm telling you right now, you got to look into it. Designed by Justin Kabelka over at Canova and his whole team. I don't know the whole team's name, but I do know Sebastian's name from Showcase Serpents. I know they teamed up. So guys, go check it out. I'm telling you right now, it looks really awesome. And it's just kind of a way to stay on top of your game as far as, potentially finding that next snake that you have coming from the homie who has a clutch. And, it's so organized. I love it. And the color coding is next level. Whoever selected the color coding for that, props. I like it. Early Birds, what is good? I know Early Birds is cracking right now. I got to say, tonight's guest, I know I just said this on my Instagram right now, but technically this guy should be on a Thursday night. I'm not going to lie. Not really a new breeder, because I remember him doing and grinding his stuff when I first came in. And anyways, I will admit that he should be on a Thursday, but I also have a reason why I put him on a Monday. We'll talk about that. I'll wait for him to come, and I'll tell him in person why I put him on a Monday. But either way, tonight's going to be great because Mondays crack off just as good as Thursday nights, and he's going to be a big example on why that is. So Early Birds, who's here? Who's ready for the homie Baker from Blue Line Morphs? Holy shit, mad Early Birds in the building. What is good? AJ, one of the newest Trap Talk Patreon members. What is good? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you so much. Jano or Jano. I would say it's Jano. What's good, Jano? That's a sick name. Thank you for tapping in. The homie Ryan from High as Balls, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. Justin Campbell, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. The homie Eclipse, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Global Trapper right there. He's from Sweden. I love to see those international homies tapping in. That's what's up. The big homie Brian from Heath and Hatchery, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Sunshine State Sulfurs, the homie West, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Big Mike, 1776 Exotics, OG Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Chip Indo for Shindo, the Pop Tart Daddy. You like that name? That shit's hard. Appreciate the homie, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Mika Sumter, Trap Talk Patreon member. Dog, what's up? Dude, not even your brother Zach is a Patreon member, and you joined the family. Mika, mad props, mad salute. Hit me up. Let's talk more. We got to get you on the show too. Love to get you on the show. Wiz Constrictors, my dog right here. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. He's a real one for real one. The homie Clover's Reptiles just came out with a podcast. Head over to his YouTube channel, and I like the style of it. I caught a glimpse of one of his episodes, and I'm digging it. Head over to Clover's Reptiles, subscribe, check it out. Let him know what you think. I like it. Shout out to them. Hey, and he's a Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. I didn't just say that because he's a Patreon member. I'm just saying his shit's sick. Shout out to the homie. Sugar, Skull, Serpents, homie Kevin. What is good, Kevin? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you so much. Let's see who else is here. Josh, Scale Fins and Feathers, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Big Dog Jacob in the building. Okay, I can't tell you the secret, but anyways, this is my dog right here. Trap Talk Patreon member. He's also the professor of the Patreon family. If you have a question regarding morphs and your ball python, you go to him. He's my dog. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate you being a part of the family and being a day one homie. That's for a fact. Big Emilio Villarino, my dog. Villarino Reptiles, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. He's also a day one. Thank you for being here. The homie Jamie in the building, Rising Phoenix Reptiles. Appreciate you being here, player. Thank you so much. Joe DeStefano, another Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thank you so much. Morph Valley Reptiles, Trap Talk Patreon member. And you got a sick ass shirt, 2 shirts coming to you once I get those here. We'll be in touch. Guys, I know there's a few of you who've been on my ass about, not that he is, but I'm just saying, there's a few of you who are like, dude, trap shirts, listen, they're coming. I promise you. New design too. So it's going to be super sick. Hang in there. Once they land, we're good. Thank you for your patience. Trap management. Dom, 702 Serpents in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Flex in Vegas all day, every day. That's my dog. Red Moon Royals. I like that. It's a sick ass name. Red Moon Royals. Thank you for being here. Row 5.0 in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. And we're going to end this with M&K Exotics. Okay. I like that. What's up, Mike? Nice to meet you. Sick name. But it's new breeder on the block time, guys. I hope you're ready. Do what you got to do to get your mind right. Stay hydrated because, like I said, Big Baker, big dog, who has a big dog. I just seen it. I like this guy, man. And I think this is going to be one poppin' ass episode. So be ready. Get the likes up if you haven't already. But this is episode 330. 330. Nobody grinds like MJ and the Trap Talk. Let's go right now. Chee!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the club to spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Club the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the club the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the club the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the club the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
And we're live with Baker, Blue Line Morphs. What's up, player?
What's going on, brother?
Thank you for being here. Means a lot.
No worries.
Do you have any shit to give me because it's a new breed on the block? I know.
I'm still new, brother. I started in 2019, 2023. I'm still very much a rookie, bro. I had no problem saying that.
I thought, okay, I'm so confused. Well, I started in 2016, but I started paying attention around 2017 as far as YouTube stuff. Your YouTube channel was in 2017, or
No. YouTube. I got started YouTube 2020.
Damn.
Like right before COVID hit, I started the YouTube channel.
I don't know who I'm confusing you for. Either way, I mean, it seems like you've gotten your shit down for a minute, and cool. I'm glad this fits well then, because I like to have anything 5 years and less on the new breed on the block series. And I thought I was kind of keeping you short, but I'm not. This is perfect timing then. Fuck yeah. Woo!
I'll tell you this. I remember when my first clutch dropped. I've said this story a couple of times, but long story short, my first ever clutch dropped. I got excited, so I'm officially a ball python breeder, and I forget who it was, but somebody was like, "You're not. You're a ball python breeder once you can produce a clutch from two animals you actually produced,
right?
Which should happen in the next week or so. That clutch should drop. So then maybe I shouldn't be on Mondays, but until then, I'll still be on Mondays."
Okay, I mean, if it's one thing I want to give you props about, because it's one thing I understand when people want to start YouTube because there's some sort of motivation, which I feel like if you work with snakes in positions like ours, it's almost obvious that we should have YouTube, because it's going to kind of tap people in the YouTube world, which think about how many people use YouTube as any kind of watch of entertainment. You know what I mean? And this was obvious years back when you started. So the fact that you kind of got the ball rolling as soon as you within your first couple of years was very crucial. I got to say, did you teach yourself YouTube shit, or did you get someone who taught you? Were you already savvy with that?
I am not savvy whatsoever when it comes to technology. Honestly, dude, I just wanted to kind of document the journey. I was just getting started. I seen a lot of YouTube channels, and a lot of guys were really well established. So you're looking at facilities that have kind of racks like this and all types of shit behind them. Right. And I was just a guy sitting on a couch with a couple of tubs. So I kind of want to document that journey from like day one, ground floor, and see how far I could take it. And it's gone this far so far.
Nice. But you understand though, it took a lot for me just to learn how to fucking, edit a video. Like,
I don't edit at all, dude.
So you just upload it. So you
listen, I fuck up all the time in my videos. I'll make fun of myself and I keep it moving. So I start the video, I keep it going, and I'll flat out say I'm not going to edit that out because I don't know how to, and then that's it.
And, I don't want to say editing is not important, but it's really not. Like, if you don't care, you don't need it. You know what I mean? Because shit, you have over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
That's impressive, bro. Like, that's not, I mean, I feel like consistency, right? But even if you come in consistent now, like, you almost have to do something drastic to get the ball moving. But I feel like you were just in the right place and right time. You know what I mean? And you kept it consistent. And you kept it consistent. Which I can't wait to talk about tonight. I want to kind of talk about one thing with you that I don't feel, and that's like just you trying to move up the ladder so quickly. Like, you understand there's some people in the game, that want to call themselves a breeder, but they never got the eggs on the ground yet or stuff like that, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But do you always felt like you always knew patience was important when it came to this stuff? Like, was that something that clicked with you obvious right off the bat, or did someone teach you that about the patient side of things?
I'll tell you this. I've always tried to be as super humble as I can, and pretty much everything I do, right? And I always talk about my dad, my dad was old school, like 1980s, like power lifter. He always told me, if you want to get big, you want to get strong, look what the big and strong guys are doing in the gym and do what they're doing. So I kind of apply that to everything. So I looked at what the bigger, badder ball python breeds were doing. I tried to emulate that and just learn as much as I could. I mean, you have to admit, when you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. I just start at the bottom floor and learn as much shit, keep your mouth shut, and just absorb everything.
I mean, yeah, I mean, everything has a foundation, right? And your dad wasn't wrong when you look at the biggest, baddest motherfucker and like, okay, and there you go, and you just kind of go from there. It was Reptile, just like you're from New York, Staten Island, right?
No, don't ever say that again.
I bet. Long Island. Get back. Go back to Staten Island.
Yeah. Staten Island is a giant floating dump somewhere outside of Manhattan. Not from Long Island.
Finally, dude. Okay, check this out. I got 2 friends from Staten
Island.
Do
I sound like I'm from Staten Island?
Dude, oh yeah, big difference. Are you kidding me?
It's a huge fucking difference, dude.
You kind of sound more like like you don't sound like Staten Island, I guess you could say that. I mean,
it's because I'm not from Staten Island.
My good friend are from Staten Island. I told him, I was like, bro, what is it with some people that don't like Staten Island? He's like, no, that's an old thing. I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's people in New York that talk shit about Staten Island. And here he is. This is an obvious case. It's just,
they just think they're better than everybody else. And they literally live on a floating fucking dump. So it is what it is. I'm from Long Island, bro. I'm like 50 miles east of New York City.
Born and raised?
Yeah, brother. Suffolk County.
Wow. What was growing up like? What was your dad? Your dad was a power lifter. Did he do that for a living, or did he have like?
He was a construction worker.
Okay. And obviously, for the people who can't connect the dots, right? Blue line morph comes from you being a cop. You're a police officer, right?
I'm a New York City detective. Yep.
Wow. How long have you been doing that for?
11 years.
11 years. Obviously that job comes with a tons of, listen, I watch a lot, I used to watch a lot of fucking First 48 and shit, you know what I mean? So I know there's a lot of shit that comes on your day to day. How's that been managing what you do with the animals and work stuff? It never got in the way at all, or no?
No, it always gets in the way, dude. It sucks, but like you have to make a decision. Like you either want to do it or you don't. Like I'm in a different type of unit, so for me, my schedule changes often. And I guess the beautiful part of like snakes is I can get in here 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and do what I have to do. You know what I mean? I can make a YouTube video at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I can change tubs. I can pull eggs. I can pair snakes. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, but it sucks. I'm not going to make any ifs and buts about it, but I like doing it. So, you either man up or you shut up.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you find a way. If you love something, you find a way to do it. You know what I mean? So that's that. That's why I feel like a lot of people crash. I don't want to say a lot of people crash, but people who come in this who already have a crazy day to day, and they really can't understand if they got to stay up at 2, 3 in the morning to get that shit done. If they're not able to do that stuff and do it for them, if this can't keep you up, then I don't think it's not going to work. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I mean, I think I came in slightly before like all the COVID breeders that came in.
Right.
And I think a lot of people came into it recently for money, right? Let's be honest. And I look at it like this, like I've had a lot of hobbies, again, lifting or cars or whatever the case may be. And none of these hobbies kind of like were self-sustaining. So bare minimum, like this should be a hobby you enjoy. So like, if you don't have like the lust to get in there when you have to, then quit the hobby.
Yeah. I mean, quit anything that you don't enjoy. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, like there's, you should enjoy challenges in life, right? Challenges are things and you should enjoy. I mean, if you want to enjoy comfort, then just stay on the couch, you know what I mean? Or do something, on the beach or don't like, this is something where we obviously are trying to challenge ourselves. And when we come these challenges, it makes us feel good. You know what I mean? Such as either getting 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Even I don't know if that was a goal of yours, but I'm just saying.
No, that was pumped, bro. That was a long time.
I'd be so stoked. You know what I mean? Like I know how hard it is on YouTube, and if you don't stay consistent, shit, you even lose subscribers sometimes. So
algorithm will drop you like that, bro.
Super quick. I want to know exactly how you kind of got into things, man. Like what was it that really sparked you to even want to put a logo up and get Blue Line even a name and all that stuff? I'm curious.
You want the start to finish? You want the very early stages?
Fuck yeah,
all
let's
right.
go. Yes.
So I bought my house in 2019, not this house, another one. And I was literally sitting in there. I was on something called a staycation. Essentially means you just stay at home, right? You just hang out, you drink, you relax at the house.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and I had reptiles my entire life. I was catching bullfrogs, snapper turtles, eastern box turtles. I had boas. I had ball pythons growing up. I ultimately decided I want to get another reptile, just something in the fucking house, whether it's a Pac-Man frog, a little map turtle, something. I went to Jungle Bob's. I picked up a normal ball python. Kind of fell in love with it. Started doing a little research. And when I first bought my first snake, it was like late 90s, early 2000s, and all you had then was like albinos and like normals, and I didn't know anything about any of these different genetic mutations.
Right.
Did a little research, dude. Ended up finding Morph Market. Started seeing all these different combinations, all these different genetic mutations. Started doing more research. Started seeing some of these snakes selling for $5,000, $10,000. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I started doing more research. Bought a second ball python. Then one night at a bar, it was kind of a joke. I'm going to start breeding snakes. Fuck PD. And I was going to call it Baker's Balls. And then it kind of spiraled into Blue Line Morphs. And it went from 2 or 3 snakes to 6 snakes to a snake facility to, a room and RHACS, and now 170 snakes in its own facility in the backyard.
Are you married?
I'm engaged. Yeah. Are you looking?
Dude, listen.
What?
You understand there's some people who just want the dream, but then they have either the other half that believes in it, or they're like, no, you're selling this shit, So
I'm selling the shit. Michelle let me do what the fuck I want to do, but
right.
she won't. She was in here one time. I had a bunch of my Patreon people in here. Other than that, I don't think she's ever been in here before.
Okay. All right.
I'm fine with that, dude. I'm okay with that. She'll start bitching. I'll come in here and I'll just watch TV. I have nothing to do with snakes. I'll just sit in here in the heat with my dogs, and this is my own space.
Yeah, but I mean, is she on your ass when you're on the computer geeking out on Morph Mark? Is she asking you why you spending that much money on a snake? Like, is she invading that at all, or no?
I mean, she's got a solid job herself, so not
no.
really, dude. Like, she kind of trusts me in the sense of like she knows I'm not retarded. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she'll give me the shot, and if I fuck up, I'll tell her. But for the most part, no, she's okay with it.
Yeah. Because that really determines where people want to go with this sometimes, That's why I'm just kind of filling out. You have any kids or no?
No, I'm still my 2 dogs.
I mean, that dude, I know I have one coming in July, but I got to tell you, I am kind of getting old, and I'm just like, for whatever reason, if I don't ever have a kid, I'm okay with that. Like, I just because I love my dogs so much, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I literally look at my dog as a kid, even though it's not the same thing. Everyone tells me that.
I hear you.
I'm obsessed with my dogs. And anyways, I if you want to tell the people what kind of dog you have, I'm obsessed with the dog.
I'll show you them. I'll spin this thing around real quick.
Yeah, show them. Dude, I'm obsessed. This is crazy. I'm in the market for a third dog.
That's my pit.
Oh, wow. So you got a pit too.
And that's the boy you saw before.
Yeah. Look at they're just so cool. They just lay right there in front of you.
Every day, bro. Big boy. Come here.
And then, of course, he'll come if you. Oh, man.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yes. Come here. Come on.
Look at that. Look at the head. And he's 17 months. Only 17 months.
14 months old.
Or 14 months. So this thing has at least another 2 years to grow, I would say.
Probably, dude. He's like $130 now. He'll probably the 150, 160 range.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
How much? What's a diet like that for a dog?
You know what's weird about him, dude? He'll like eat 8. Go lay down. He'll eat like 8 scoops like 3 days in a row, then just not eat for like 2 days. It's a solid diet, bro. It takes a lot, dude. I feed him all types of shit. So
he's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. So back to the snakes with kind of you tapping into things. Like obviously there's obviously it's kind of like getting on a car, right? And let's say it has gears, but you're just starting to figure out one gear at a time. Like when did you like start fucking shifting gears to the point where these snakes were like investment snakes? You know what I mean? I want to talk about the investment side of when things started cracking off for you.
Yeah, dude, I don't think there's any people get weird about talking about money when it comes to this industry. I don't think there's any shame in doing that as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, right? But honestly, I remember I bought a Coral Glow Black Pastel Trick Mojave, and it was $500. I couldn't believe I spent that money, right?
Okay.
And what really kicked it off was I bought a Killer Leopard Clown Pied female in like 2019. It was like $7,500. I remember thinking to myself, like now I'm in it. Like there's no, I got no choice now, bro. Like now I'm in it. And then it just started fucking snowballing, dude. I sold quads, I sold dirt bikes, and I was doing Uber Eats, top paid New York City detective and special ops. I was doing Uber Eats to pay for snakes, make more money. I sold everything I could. I dumped everything I had into this.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We're talking extra side jobs for this.
Yeah.
on top of it being a job itself.
Yeah, but it sucked, but it was worth it, bro.
You know, you've seen a lot of things that, you know, because one thing you do got to appreciate, which I do, is like nowadays, you know, we have somebody who just comes out with a YouTube video or a post on Instagram, and that gives us an idea like what the future is going to hold, right? And that's just like people who are just on that cloud of just coming out with bangers. Was there a certain YouTuber or certain breeder or certain kind of project going around during the time you first got in that motivated you? Like, was there, you know, here's the thing, it feels like you're creating your own recipes with things, right? But, you know, did you have a taste of something out there that was like, fuck, I need that? Like, you know what I mean? Or
I think it was clown pies, dude. Like, I remember seeing pies as a kid. I liked pies. I liked clowns right away. I actually fell in love with killer clowns right off the bat, like super pastel clowns.
I fucking love killer clowns, dude.
I have 3 of them behind me, bro.
Wait, how much were they in 2019? Do you remember? They were like
a male was like $650, $700. A female was close. Yeah, it was like $900. They weren't that bad.
So like 20. It was before that. Like there was a time where there were a few thousand, right? Obviously, like there was that was like probably years back. Let's say like 2015 or something. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. Let's pause the path of your career and let's kind of talk about something about pastel, right? Because, you know, obviously the killer clown, or like the bumblebees and shit like that, man. Like there was something that pastel did to certain snakes that just made it so grasping and so like eye-catching in the beginning, and then obviously with age it looked like pastel just wasn't the gene to go with. But then now you have other genetics like DG and shit that go with other combinations that make pastel relevant. Where are you at with pastel? Like, you have it floating around or not?
I have a lot of pastel in my collection, dude. I do. And it's funny you mentioned that because my 2 killer clown, I have a killer leopard clown and a killer entry blade clown, both going to a DG boy this year, a couple codoms to make double hats with pastel. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think pastel as a hatchling looks phenomenal. And then over time, it kind of ages out. You know what I mean? The problem is it looks so good as hatchlings, everyone put pastel in everything. So then 3, 4, 5 years later, we had the adults, they kind of browned out. But I think it's like any of these other genes. You just got to find the right gene that kind of correlates with a certain gene, and then all of a sudden you find another banger. You find something that kind of just kicks the market off again, like pastel, where pastel was dying off. Then all of a sudden a pastel DG clown looks absolutely phenomenal, and it'll kind of resurge it back. But just because it looks good in there doesn't mean it looks good in everything else, you know?
What was your take on hypo versus DG or whatnot in the beginning? Like, did you go either route when you first got in or no?
I didn't go either route. I'm getting into DG now. I like DG a lot. I think DG's way nicer than hypo, to be honest with you. I like hypo. I think DG's way nicer. Way nicer. It's like DG's like, to me, it makes like, well, you know, one of the lines is called enhancer, but it enhances it. It makes it bright and vibrant, where hypo kind of, to me, it's almost like a matte black finish. It kind of like dulls it out, gives you like crisp edges, but for the most part, it doesn't have that pop like DG does to me.
All right, bro. Let's talk man to man about this shit, bro. Because it's one thing that made me like okay with selling 80% of my ball python projects this year is the confusion, I guess. Like DG / enhancer. How do we figure this out? How can we just pick one name? And what do you think of that?
Well, you're not, right? You still have banana and coral glow. You know what I mean? You have right? You have confusion, you have static, you have acid. I mean, it's just a matter of what bloodline. I think this is my question. I actually talked to somebody the other day who's breeding enhancer with DG. So if you have a visual that pops out, what do you call that now? Do you call it enhancer DG?
So you're relating this to like the same orange goes hypo, same shit is what you're saying?
I mean, because enhancer and DG, you know, they're compatible, right? So if you have an enhancer and you have a DG and you breed them together, what is that animal now? You call it enhancer DG? What do you call it?
What's crazy because it's going to show some sort of visual. So what do you call it? You call it DG. You leave the other shit alone.
I'm with you. I mean, for the most part, when I hear enhancer, I think of like Canada. I think that's what they call it up there. Just like they call like paint sentinel up there, and down here is a little different.
Paint is way sicker than sentinel.
I love paint, bro.
Paint sounds so sick. It's just so
I love
simple.
paint.
Sentinel, you know how long it would take to write sentinel on a bag?
Yeah,
like,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Plus, there's no emoji for it when you post online, you know?
Canada's been tweaking lately. I'm just kidding. I love you, Canada. Yeah. So listen, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, you just got to stick to the lines that you enjoy and what you want to keep, I guess.
Right.
But you know, for instance, right. And I'm just saying, who the fuck ever has to know, right? Like, let's just say I have DG shit, right, Baker? I'm at a show and then I see something that's this, an enhancer in it. And I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm like, that shit looks sick. And I just buy it and I breed it as a DG. And then DG shit comes out. Like, is that doing something bad by the hobby by doing that?
I think you should be honest with whoever you're selling animals to, right? Like I have a banana in here and I have Coral Glow. One was sold to me as a Coral Glow, one was sold to me as banana. So when I have offspring, I label them accordingly. You can be honest, right? You can say, hey, listen, this is an enhancer with X, Y, and Z in it. You bred it to DG. I got this. It's enhancer / DG. This are the animals that, you know, produce the animal you're buying from me. I think honesty and transparency is huge.
Right. But do you think there's people out there who would look at, like, you know, I don't know. You have people who once really believed that Monarch and Ultramel were the same thing, right? Now there's pretty much proof out there that they're not. Like, Monarch's a darker version, right? But you would look at some people who would almost not buy something because it has that slash. You know what I mean? Like, it could just kind of make things even harder to sell sometimes by investing something with that slash, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I hear you, but then if somebody's not going to buy it or somebody's not going to invest in that project, somebody else will. You know what I mean? Just might have to hold on to the animal and it costs you $1 to feed it a week and you hold on to it till somebody comes across that slash doesn't bother them no more.
You know, another grind, like we want to talk about, like, taking care of animals. Yeah, that could be a pain in the ass, but let's talk about the rats, man. I mean, obviously you got to feed everything. How do you stay on top of your produce? What do you grow your own shit, or you have it delivered? What's going on?
I one of my good friends, Eric from Big E's Reptiles, he lives relatively close to me. He breeds rats. It used to be Sal Gomez from Gomez Pythons. He bred, I got from him. Now I get from Big E. Then my buddy Matt Foley hooks me up with another rat breeder. So I don't really keep many in house. Listen, I'm pushing it with the snakes when it comes to Michelle. I don't think I could ever breed rats. I don't think that's ever going to fly. So I'm not, you know, when you live on a small island, you got to keep the natives happy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to push that boundary. So I pick up once a week, bro. I pick up either Sunday or Monday. Normally it's today. We're doing this, so I didn't pick up. But so probably tomorrow I'll go snag a couple rats.
Yeah, you know, it's yeah, you know, I don't know who Mark Bailey is, right? But Mark Bailey, you know, he was at my old place where I was on a good piece of land. I was on like an acre. And I told him, you know, while we were, you know, he came over before we were moving, and I was like, dude, I had goals to like make like a rodent facility. I wanted to get rodents cracking. Like, that was my dream. And he's like, oh shit, no, man. He's like, look at your neighbor. He's like, look at your neighbors, bro. He's like, because understand, if you have that many colonies cracking off, bro, things get like it, dude. It's a given. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, rat infesting your neighbors' houses with rats would not be good, dude. So I was like, oh wow, it's a good idea. I'm glad this didn't go through then.
You know, sometimes you got to weigh like the cost ratio to like the reward, right? So if it takes you 15 hours a week to breed your own rats, and realistically it's only saving you X amount of money per year, is it really worth it? Or maybe you should just go to somebody who breeds in the long run. You know what I'm saying? You're like, sometimes it's just not worth the aggravation and the time.
Yeah, there's that end of it, and then there's also like supply and demand, right? Like, there's, you know, I don't think we're gonna have any issues now, but there were a time and place where there was no rats. Like, people couldn't get their hands on anything. I don't know if you felt any of that at one point, but there was people who were like
very fortunate. My buddy's breeding.
Yeah,
very fortunate. Bro. I give it out to them.
Yeah. So yeah, and listen, this is why, and like myself, like I call them Uber. They're not called Uber feeders, but I call them Uber feeders because for the last 6 years, like clockwork, they've been dropping off fucking live rodents at my doorstep. It's so convenient, right? And then I was sponsored by Cold-Blooded Cafe for 3 years, so like never had to worry about feeders. And I just feel like you got to admit, bro, like there's certain things that a higher power does to make our lives easier being in this game because we're meant to be in it. Okay, like you having a plug like that is a blessing, bro. There's a lot of people that don't have that type of plug. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that really determines how far you can go every year because with the lack of food, you ain't gonna breed. You know what I mean? You need overly sources of food. Like, you know, let me ask you this: what do you think has been so important to getting your ball pythons to go for you? Females,
well, I think it's been like consistency with the feeding, right? Like I have this schedule where if I decide an animal's getting held back, I'll feed it twice a week. So in other words, like if a certain snake could take, these aren't the exact numbers, but a certain snake could take, let's say, 100-gram rodent, I'll break it down to like 2 60-gram meals. So it's getting a little bit more power in them throughout the day, throughout the week, gives them time to digest. And once they get to 700 grams, I kind of tone it down. Like, for example, I had the pastel spot nose clown that I hatched out 20 months ago. She's about to lay a clutch for my stranger boy, only because I kept her on a consistent basis. I fed her right off the bat. And as soon as I felt she started growing follicles, as soon as her follicles got to 8 millimeters, I threw a male in there, and she's been consistent ever since.
Yeah, you know, you got to understand, I feel like the whole feeding part is the part. You know, that's, you know, there's got to be a time and place, right? And I feel like one of the biggest things that misled me in the beginning, Baker, was that even after a female would lay a clutch, I would blast her with food again, right? And that's like, it's good to get her back on food, right? But like, there has to be a time and place where she's not getting as much food, or there's a time and place where she knows where once she gets the food again, this is the time to get the food and it does something. But I don't know. Food cycle.
I'll tell you this. It's really funny you say that. I bought 2 seasons ago from my buddy in PA. I bought like 3 breeder clown females.
Right.
And when I had gotten them, he had an issue with getting rats, right? So they weren't like, they were skinny, they're a little undersized. And when I got them, obviously, like I had the plug, I got the rats. I fed them a lot, right? They were getting like 2 small rats a week to put that size back on. They ballooned up, got to the right size, and they shut themselves down. It wasn't because they were getting ready to breed. I just feel like the animal itself knew, hey, listen, I'm at my homeostasis. I know where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be right here. I'm good now. I don't got to hammer food. That being said, they stayed there for about a year. Then they finally started to grow follicles and breed for me. But to your point, it kind of got to the size it knew it was supposed to be. And then he shut himself down. She shut himself down.
You know, there's some things like that you can't avoid either. You know, it's kind of like almost the nature of things. You know, that's why it's like also there's so many people who will go all in on a project and think that this one pair is going to get them to the top, where it's like, well, what makes you think this female is even going to breed for you? Like, or this male's even going to start eating to the point where it can breed or some shit.
You're probably not aware. I had one of my best friends last year invested in a stranger leopard clown.
Whoa.
Right? Yeah.
That's a heavy one.
it was a proven breeder in November 2021. Okay. So I think it was $20,000 straight up, 20 grand. My buddy's got money. He knows what he's doing. He trusts me. He's like, Big, I'll get it. I had a high OD Yellowbelly fire clown. I had an OD fire entry clown. I had a fire Russo spot nose clown, all sitting ready for him, right? Recoup that money, no problem. Make some bangers for me to hold back. He went all food on me, bro. He dropped to like 380 grams. I had to assist feed him. He almost died on me. So not only did he not breed that season last year, then 4 of my girls I held back for him didn't breed either because I was waiting on him. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what's going to happen. You know, you don't know. With that being said, too, I've had females that are 4 or 5 years old. I have a pastel pie girl here that's like 4,200 grams. Yeah. Gave me 7 slugs last year, 4 slugs the year before. And then I have, 1,800 gram snake that gave me 6 beautiful eggs last season. So you don't know what these animals are going to do. You know what I mean? You can keep up with the ultrasound. You can feed them as much as you want. You can try to pair them. But at the end of the day, they are animals, and they're going to do what the fuck they want to do.
And that's a bummer.
It sucks, dude. Bro, I was panicking. I was like, this dude's going to be my wedding party. I just ruined this fucking friendship. This thing's going to die. I was like, this sucks.
I easily, here's the thing. If you ever go back to some of the podcasts, like I very first started, I was kind of laughing at ball pythons to the point where, because I was like, man, I like the first year I bred, everything went, it's like things just seemed like, wow, everything seems to go my way, then obviously when the numbers increased in clutches, but then also there were certain things I wanted to hit. Like now there's like, obviously these recessive things and shit. All these like an easy peasy fucking, like, first and foremost, it could be easy, right? People get good luck. There's people who are just simply lucky in this, and that's great. Luck comes a far in this, I feel like. But also you could just be stale for a long time too. And basically all because of what we're talking about, a male going from just ready to not ready, or females just going from producing follicles to all of a sudden shutting off food and eating again. Like that's another thing. Like shit, I had 3 important fucking projects last year. Like I would say the 3 top things I wanted for ball pythons last year, they reabsorbed. And I was like, dude, you can't, you got to be shitting me. You know what I mean?
Can't count your chickens, bro. It sucks, but it's what it is. Part of the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even last season, like I said, I had that pastel, big old pastel pied female monster, bro, right? 4,200 grams. I put her to a pastel ODYB fire leopard pied. I'm like, all right, this clutch is going to be sick. She gave me 12 eggs, gave me like 7 slugs. And then I put that same male to a cine pied, right? Monster girl, give me 8 eggs, right? Cooked them all out. Every one of them had severe shark mouth. It's just like, it's the nature of the beast, man. It sucks.
Guys, we're at the 40-minute mark. I got to say, 85 people in the building. I appreciate it, but I don't understand why there's only 41 likes. That's a suspect type move right there. I don't know if there's a lot of police haters out there or I don't know, ball python rack haters. I don't know, man, what's going on, but why can we please get the likes up? Powerlifters, lovers, are you in the building? Can we please get the likes up for Baker? Damn, Baker, do your people not get the likes up in your when they come?
Yeah, they're lucky they can use computers, half of my buddies.
Oh shit. What is your grind like right now with YouTube? You putting out 1 video a week, or what's that like?
I do too, dude. I do Wednesday and Saturdays. I just try to pretty much document what's happening. I don't do anything special. I used to do, when I was first like starting off, I tried to do like educational learning things, like this is how I do this is how I do this. There's enough going on in here now,
right?
With the occasional day or two where there's not, but there's enough going on here where I can kind of document what's going on here at the headquarters, where I can just make the videos about that shit.
So as far as stuff happening inside your collection, you know, is every year looking to increase clutch number wise, or is there a certain number you're looking to just chill out at a certain point?
I'm trying to take this as far as I can. It hasn't got to the point where it's overwhelming yet. It hasn't got to the point where this feels like a job yet. So as long as that stays the same way, I'm going to keep building and keep getting bigger. I had the first season, I had 2 clutches, then I had 8, then I had 18, and this season I should be around 35. So we'll see how it goes.
I had just under 30 last year, and I thought, fuck this. I'm never doing this again. Only because, listen, at the end of the day, I ended up breeding a lot of ball python stuff that wasn't like the future stuff. It was just more like, oh, cool, like combos, like where like I knew I had to sell, and it stressed me out that I knew I had to sell it. I want to go back to wanting to hold it back. You know what I mean? And I feel like that should be anyone's game plan. You should make shit. You should be producing clutches that you want to hold back, not about just selling. And I think that's kind of where I started going wrong for a bit, all because I started geeking out over this shit, right? So I thought there was a good 2 years where I stopped putting brain power into the ball python stuff, and then it almost became not fun for me. But I'm switching all that up now.
Yeah, when I first started following you, I thought you hated ball pythons. You used to clown on them nonstop. I was like, I don't understand this guy. This guy hates ball pythons, hangs out with Justin all the time, and does a reptile podcast. I was like, I don't understand what this guy's doing. Then you tell me you have 30 clutches. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right. But you know, back to what you were saying. Like, so you're absolutely right? I always tell, even my buddy Al, right? We're splitting everything 60-40, recoup his money, make a couple money. I told him straight up though, I was like, just so you know, like the animals that I put this stranger leopard boy to is I'm gonna hold back the best 2 animals each clutch. So just letting you know that right now.
Right.
And I think that's probably one of the most important things. But I'll tell you this, I tell a lot of the, again, I'm still new, but some of the other guys are just started year 2 or 3. I don't think there's any shame in producing what I refer to as like investment clutches for like your collection. In other words, I'll take like a coral glow black pastel trick Mojave male and put it to like a pastel mystic girl. I held 1 female back so it looked cool, but for the most part, those are like $300 to $500 range animals. Right. So if you have 3 or 4 females and go like that, and you can move the animals, I think maybe you should do clutches like that, make that money, and then buy your higher end investment ball pythons. I think people get in trouble when like they make money like that, they get rid of it. The money that gets made here at Blue Line Morphs, for the most part, goes back into the actual business. Hey, be quiet. He's having nightmares next to me. You all right?
So I think in a perfect world for me, and this is probably because of the time I came in, I got a good taste on whatever I produced and I had for sale. It sold really like right away, right?
But that's the social media fucking presence, dude. That's
right.
huge.
Yeah, but then it didn't happen this year, like, or this last year, just like everyone else. There was a huge halt on things, and obviously that's the way the cookie crumbles. But me, I don't
just Joe Biden, bro. Are you kidding? Great job, Joe
Biden. I hate looking at a rack, knowing, okay, fuck, I got to sell over 60 of these things. You know what I mean? And I'm so busy as it is, you know. So I'm, as much as I am a face on social media, I'm not a vendor. Like I don't do what a lot of these other guys do and vend and shit, you know.
I vended my first show last month and a month before, a little local Long Island show. Bro, I had a fucking blast.
Yeah.
I had an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Like, I intend on doing more. I like talking to people. You know what I mean? I had an absolute blast. And I think I'm going to add that into like this whole Blue Line Morphs thing. I intend on doing more shows. And to your point, if you're sitting on 60 animals, do a couple local shows here and there and unload a couple of them.
You're not wrong, man. I did my first show in January with Matt Summers and a couple other homies, and it was like the best time ever. It was shit. I was like, and mind you, that was during the time where these fucking assholes were trying to cancel me, right? So like I had all this.
That's because you went at Shane, bro. I love Shane.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, I want to just continue on, please. I'm just saying, I had a lot.
That's Shane from Small Town.
Yeah, I know who he is. Thanks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Anyways, can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say now, bro. You just ruined it. Thank you so much.
You were trying to get canceled.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, these fucking weenies were trying to cancel me, like I was saying, and that, and with all that going on, obviously I didn't want to look at my phone. I want nothing to do with my phone, right? And so I had so much love, so much going on at the show, right? So it almost felt like there was really nothing happening on the social media end of things.
I mean, it is social media, bro.
It is. I know, right? But when your life is social media, as far as work wise, you forget that you got to hit the unplug button, right? So it was just so easy to unplug at the show because all the love and how much was happening there. You know what I mean? So you're right. The whole show is a whole nother grind. That's a whole nother side of things that I feel like if you're going to have these animals that you're sitting on, you better be grinding at these shows. You know what I mean?
Dude, I am not overwhelmed in situations or intimidated by situations ever. And I walked into that show completely fucking unprepared. I had like old little like displays. These guys had big backdrops. They had these fancy acrylic displays with lights and everything else. And I kind of realized like that's a whole different side to this industry and this hobby. Like the guys that do those shows, man, that have these nice fancy booths, that's a whole different side of things. I'd love to get into it, but it's definitely a whole different energy when it comes to doing shit like that.
I mean, but it's also too like you got to do it right though, right? Like if you're gonna set up at the show, I mean, you gotta like how your pop said that everything you got to look at the big dog or who's doing whatever it is that you're doing. I made sure when I was set up at my show that I had the banners and all that set because I feel like this is your brand. You got to represent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're not wrong, dude.
You know what I mean?
I hung a t-shirt up. That's all I had. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Backdrop. I thought I could have sworn you had a backdrop. You had a
no, I have this. That's in here though. I didn't have that. I didn't bring that with me.
Okay.
I legitimately just hung up a t-shirt, dude. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea what to expect. Just kind of let it rock.
Did you have any expectations as far as sales go at the show?
No, I had zero expectations, bro. I did fairly well, bro. I made just under $3,000, which I'm at a local show, 20 minutes from my house, bro. I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? But no expectations. Just kind of saw what happened. Let it rock. I didn't have a lot left. You know what I mean? But I loved it. I loved every second of it.
I mean, I feel like I did want to get a sale, but I didn't give it two shits what the amount was. I just wanted to get that like pop that cherry, and it felt good. I was able to, man. And man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I gotta say the thing I just wasn't ready for. Like I didn't bring heat tape. I thought for whatever reason,
either,
dude. I thought I was gonna be straight with that, and I was not straight whatsoever. And dude, I was
thankfully
pissed.
Like my snakes kept moving around a lot. So
right.
I was like, all right, they're good. Like if I saw them start to lock up on me and kind of stop moving, then I know they're a little too cold. I try to figure something out. But knock on wood, they're okay. I have my buddy Kevin there helping me. And worst case scenario, we had like an extra thermostat. He was going to run by heat tape from one of the vendors, and I'd rig it up that way. But I wasn't prepared at all. Like no heat tape, no nothing. I didn't know any of this shit. So now I kind of know what I'm supposed to do. So maybe I'll prepare better next time.
I mean, that was my only thing. It's like I was panicking because the goddamn room was so cold inside where everything was set up, and also was dropping down to like I don't know the 50s and shit like that. Yeah. And I don't know what would be the point of taking animals if they get fucking sick, like so.
Dude, well, that's what I was afraid of too, bro. Like, let's be honest here. Like, I go there and everyone. I had a couple. Like, I had a big Mojave female that was there, and I was trying to unload her, and people wanted to hold her. I'm, if you're trying to get in the hobby, I have no problem you holding one of these snakes, right? I'm not gonna let you hold a $15,000, baby. Not happening, right? But right. You want to hold like this one gene combo female, relatively big no problem. And I was like, fuck, I keep letting these people hold these snakes. What happens if I bring something home here? What happens if they touch something else somewhere else? And then they gave that thing some sort of respiratory infection. Then I bring it home here and I smoked his collection. So I was having everybody use like hand sanitizer, everything else, hoping to God nothing like that happened.
So how many animals did you take to your first show?
25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you
2025? Yeah.
Did you put them in a different room before you threw them back into everything, or you just said fuck it and just put them back?
Most of them were hatchlings. I have the hatchling racks over there.
Right.
I was just kind of like, fuck, it kind of is what it is. So I kind of put them back in there, and I was 2 months ago, so we're okay for now. But
was your and I'm not saying this to freak you out, but I'm just saying, was your head wrapped around it all during the whole Nido conversations with like mutation creation being like accused of having Nido in their collection and like all that other shit? Like, did that kind of scare you at all, or did that kind of like, just make you think at all?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've put several $100,000 into this room,
Yeah.
And if somehow this collection got Nido and it killed off some of these higher end females, I'd be fucked. You know what I mean? I put everything I have into this. Yeah, it freaks me out, dude. But like, if you're gonna sit, you're gonna sit on the shore and watch the ship go, then you're not on the ship. It's just that simple. So I hope to God I try to do the right thing, bro. You know what I mean? I knock on wood. I kind of got to the point now where I really only have to get from, Ozzy or Justin or Matt and, or Anthony, where I know where these animals are coming from. I really don't have to take in a lot. I'm starting to produce animals that I want anyway. So knock on wood, I don't really worry about that anymore. We've been pretty good. We had one incident with a pastel enchipide for me, just fucking about 6-7 months ago, just died for no reason whatsoever.
Male or female?
Female. She laid a beautiful clutch for me last year.
Mm-hmm.
Came in here. She ate like 5 days prior, 6 days prior, maybe a week prior, and was just fucking dead. And I had a conversation with my buddy Anthony from Reptile Creations. He's like, Bake, you got over 200 snakes in here. Some of them are gonna have issues. You know what I'm saying? Like people
things die.
Yeah. But I was a little paranoid for a bit, bro. I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's crazy because this room that I'm in has over 15 species of fucking pythons in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm used to anything dying in here but a ball python. But I gotta say, within the last 2 years, I've had a couple ball pythons die on me, and it's like, man, I forget that they're able to die too.
yeah, they're living creatures because they're like ding dongs, bro. I love ball pythons. I love them. Yeah, they definitely are like ding dongs. You know what I mean? So you're like, they'll be fine. And also, someone dies, you're like, I don't understand. Why'd you die? It happens. Like I said, my buddy lost a sunset male breeder this year. Just died, breeding, eating, dead. This first time me publicly saying this, but I had, man, this guy was like I guess you could say my number 2 batter on the roster when it came to baseball. Like he was a hitter. Like he got on base, right? He got RI last year. So let me kind of talk about something that just went down the shitter for me. I had this pairing I was really high hopes for. I had this, it was a lesser yellow belly, 100% het clown female to my boy, who was a asphalt enchy, 100% het clown, right? So I was trying to get those Mardi Gras clowns. I just wanted to see what a Mardi Gras, so I was really curious, right? And so like, dude, he was locking, things were going, she was getting big, and he got RI. And I was like, fuck. And like, he just started tanking. Like he started like getting, and I was like, this isn't good. So I pulled him. I took him to the vet, got him, what did I get him? Not Batrol, Fortaz, got him Fortaz. And sure enough, he started eating. Like he took like 5 months, but he got back on food. And I was like, holy shit. And so I think that was like around August. About June, he started doing better. And I gave him a break all the way till December. And he was back to normal, eating everything. He's good. Back to normal. Good. I thought you were going to give me a bad story here.
No, it is bad. Hold on. Let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
So now back to December, this big girl's starting to look big again. And I don't have an ultrasound, guys. Not going to lie. I get this is where you should have an ultrasound, but she's looking like she's going in the direction. So I pair him up again. And sure enough, he's locking. My most recent chip, I come home, he's dead. He just rolled. Yeah. And I got him, by the way, I got him tested for Nido, like just because I have Nido kits on deck. Like I'm just, you know what I mean? And it was my first ball python to roll on me. So, or not roll, but to get sick on me. I've never had a ball python get RI. So I was kind of freaked out because, I'm just like, holy shit, but he had 3 tests come back clean. So he was fine. But he didn't make it. He again. And now, dude, she's bull wrapping and doing everything where I think she just needs a couple more locks and I might be fucked again this year on that project. Who knows? It might be retained sperm, but you think, I don't know, but she looks really big. Like she's inverted. Like she just hasn't had a lock since he passed away.
I'll tell you this. I had a couple lessons this year when it comes to like locks and when you get the locks in, right? So speaking of that stranger leopard clown, super paranoid with him now, right? Don't want to fuck with him at all.
Right.
I only got 2 locks in with the 2 clutches I have back there, and they got beautiful eggs. With that being said, too, I had a clown over here that somehow was at 27 millimeter follicles. No locks whatsoever. Got 1 lock in. She's ovulating. She should be good to go. So you never know, bro. Like if he got a lock in there at 15 to 20 millimeters, you might be good. Maybe get lucky. Yeah. He lives on, bro. You never know.
That's what I'm hoping for, but I'm just fearing that he didn't get the locks at that size of follicles. But I think he did. Because
they can retain them, bro. She can,
Yeah, I hope so. Let me ask you: have you experienced any shark nose yet?
Yeah. I just told you that. I had.
When did I get that?
You're reading comments, not listening to your guest. So
sorry,
I had a pass.
Hey, wow, buddy, that hurt.
I see you.
I have to delegate. I don't have.
Hey, listen, your channel. Sorry, your channel. It's all right. So we'll go back to
look at the comments somewhere. Fuck you guys.
Don't mind Paul, and he's like. So I run a foundation where like Make a Wish, and he's got like special needs, so we let him hang out and stuff like that.
Does he? What's his
Paul.
What's his diagnosis? What does he have?
He's a big piece of shit.
Okay. He likes penises. All right, continue, please.
Okay, so I had a pastel ODYB 5 leopard pied, bred it to a city pied, right? It's supposed to be a banger clutch. 8 beautiful eggs. They all come out with crazy shark mouth, bro. Crazy shark mouth. I tried to like assist feed them. Try to like listen. They're gonna survive. I created them, right? I put these 2 animals together. I'm not gonna cull them unless I notice that it's more humane to cull them. I'm gonna try to get these things to live, bro. I tried everything I could. Tire clutch died. Banger clutch too.
So that you never got him to assist feed is what you're saying?
Nah, bro, nothing, dude. I tried everything, pinkies, like everything I could do, and they just didn't make it, dude. Banger clutch. I blame the sea serpent rack for that one, man.
Ooh, for reals?
Yeah.
I can't tell if you're joking or not. Like, are you for reals?
Nah, bro. Shit just happens. What are you gonna do? Honestly, you know what I think it is? I think it's like.
Oh, you're good. You got me. I was like, dude, Chris is gonna. I'm just kidding.
No. You know what it is, bro? I have a Woolbanks incubator here and a sea serpent over there. Those are the 2 I use. I just bounce back and forth.
You got a Woolbanks incubator, bro? That shit's hard, bro.
Well, you know what's funny is that money I got from the show, I just bought that fucking thing.
Damn.
But yeah, I honestly don't. I think it was. I've heard a lot of issues with Cindy Pied stuff, and I think maybe it was just one of those situations, bro. So like, I bred her to another male this year, and I'll see what happens. It might just be her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. What's your take with those certain genetics that have those history of deformities and shit?
I think it's like anything else, dude. I think at the end of the day, we're quite literally harvesting animals with different genetic mutations in the wild, right? And with these different genetic mutations, with these bloodlines, it could bring along other issues, right? Spider, champagne, shit like that. I think sometimes just because it's not a visual issue or a neurological issue doesn't mean maybe breeding these animals won't cause fucking problems.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
we'll
it's exactly, yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what just needs to happen. Is just more time, obviously. I feel like that's the whole awesome thing about the ball python game is how there's so many things that just need more time. And watch what happens with a lot of projects. Do you have anything that you're really like something that you work on that's maybe a sleeper right now that no one's really like?
Well, a sleeper. I'm.
Yeah, just maybe something that not a lot of people have.
There's a gene that my buddy, I don't know if he's in here still, Joe Empire State Exotics. It's referred to as the keyhole gene. And I still think it's going to be a banger gene. I'll pull out the male. Where is it, dumbass? So this is a keyhole clown. And essentially, it just, look at the pattern in the dorsal here.
Say that again?
So this is something that I picked up from Joe from Empire State Exotics. He got it from his buddy. They refer to it as a keyhole clown.
Keyhole? Keyhole?
Keyhole.
Like a keyhole.
Keyhole, yeah.
That thing looks fucking insane, bro.
Right, dude? It's fucking gangster. And I tried to show it to a couple of people. Nobody really cares about it. So that being said, bro, I put my confusion clown and my keyhole female. I'm going to see what happens with it. I think this gene eventually will take off. I think it's like anything else. You just got to get the right combo in it. But that dorsal on that clown is fucking insane.
That's it. Keyhole clown. That's all that's in that snake.
That's it, brother. That's it.
And that keyhole is supposed to be a recessive or codom?
No, it's a codom. It's a codom. Oh. It's been around for a while. There was somebody, if you go on Reddit, you type in, I think it's keyhole clown or circus clown. You type in one of those, it pops up from a show fucking 2013, and it's absolutely looks just like this thing. I think that eventually is going to be a gene in the future.
So
What we
you're
got?
saying this keyhole is the circus? It's the same thing?
No, I'm not saying that at all, brother. I'm
Oh,
saying there's a picture posted that it looks very similar. So I'm curious to see what happens. What's that?
Similar. Got
Very
it.
similar.
Because that circus shit is nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I have that male kind of sitting there. I have a lot of clown shit going this year, male wise. So he's on the back burner. I have a female version that I put my confusion clown to. So I'm interested to see how that dorsal disruptor interacts with that confusion.
Now, what would you say? There's one gene that you don't have in the mix that you would love to add?
Codom or recessive?
Let's say recessive for right now.
I need more DG shit, bro. I like DG.
Respect.
DG. I think DG is definitely the future. I think it just makes everything better. So that's something I got to go heavier on. I have one male that I'm putting into some clowns this year, but I have to start buying into some DG stuff. I think DG is phenomenal.
Obviously, you've done plenty of snake sales before your first show that you've ended, right? And I want to know how snake sales started going for you when you were barely just getting started, because it's one thing, right, when you have things established for years and you have a name, but I feel like it's a kind of an uphill battle for some people who just get their feet wet the first couple of years and they're already selling snakes, and not a lot of people kind of like, they don't get a good rhythm going. Have you been always doing okay with your selling your snakes? And if you have, what do you think's helping?
Well, honestly, dude, yeah, but I kind of put myself out there. I've never hit anything. If I fucked up, I told you I fucked up. If I killed the clutch, my first clutch, I smoked in the incubator. I told you I did it. So I tried to show this entire journey. So people that when I was starting to sell snakes had watched me purchase the parents as hatchlings, watched me pair them, watched me pull the clutch. So a lot of people were eager because I put myself out there so much on social media with YouTube and Instagram that people kind of already expected these clutches coming down the pipe rather than just kind of finding me. I find people that I have the sales to, they kind of know me via social media rather than just kind of stumbling across me on Morph Market.
I mean, like I said, you should have all these avenues. These are tools for us to have, you know what I mean? And I feel like anyone who's struggling selling anything, well, you should step your marketing game up, or put yourself out there more.
Well, look what you're doing now. You sell animals.
Yeah.
This podcast is something you love, and it's quite literally free marketing, and you're making some money doing it. It's a home run across the board. And if you're not taking advantage of it, it's like anything else. Like if this was 1975, would you not advertise in a newspaper for your business? Would you not make a TV commercial? Then you should be taking advantage of these social media platforms.
And we should be happy that this shit's free. Imagine I would pay for this. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, dude.
It makes sense. But right now, you could actually get paid for it. Not a lot, but I'm just saying, it's just a grind, bro. It's tedious, and it's just like how with consistency on YouTube for your video. Same with podcasting. This is why God bless anyone out there who's trying to get into the podcasting game. But if you think you're going to be dumping one episode a month or one episode every 3 weeks or just sporadically, I mean, do it for your own purpose first and foremost. But don't expect to gain much traction if you ain't going to come hustle in this shit.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean,
consistency.
I do give you credit for it, bro. Again, I can get in here and my videos, I try to keep them 9 to 10, 11 minutes, give or take. I get in here, make videos, again, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But you have to arrange these guests, bro. You got to get in here. You got to be on a certain time. You got to pump it out. You got to put it out there. That's a lot of fucking work, dude.
I mean, yeah, but it's fun though, man. Honestly, getting to know you more now, man. And this is really because, like I said, I felt like I've seen your logo. You have one thing I like about your logo. It stands out. You see it, you don't forget it, right? And so I kind of see you doing your stuff for a while. And I'm not gonna lie, what really impressed me was your work on YouTube, because that kind of shows someone's really work ethic. Because I'm telling you, YouTube's that hard. And I'm not saying it's hard, but it literally takes a piece out of your life because you have to commit to it. So that right there kind of makes all the sense in the world that before I started this show tonight, when people knew I was bringing you on, I got hit up by a lot of people, bro. A lot of people we're just shy of 100 people on a Monday night. You kidding me? So that's what I'm talking about, bro. This is and this is obviously all deserved too, man. This is just an awesome time. So moments like this is what makes me work so hard. It makes me want to do shit like this because first and foremost, it's cool to get to know people that are cool, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're not bad. I thought you were kind of a dick first couple of times I talked to you.
I mean, listen, I'm a dick. That's the thing. Here's the thing. I have to. It sucks. I do make people kind of go out of their way to make it known that you are going to be someone I like. And that's because I have like PTSD off like weird people coming to me in DMs nowadays and stuff like that. So I don't know when someone's energy is like, are you kidding around? Or are you serious? You know what I mean?
I tried to fucking joke around you a few times. And you just
I love it. I love that personality though. Yeah, but that raw, like that's okay. We'll get along. You know what I mean? Like I could call you a name and you're not gonna fucking be like, oh fuck, this guy's a
nah.
Guys, did you hear what he just said? You know what I mean? Like, no, we're grown men, aren't we? Like, let's just, so I like that sense of humor. I will tell you, want to know why you're not on a Thursday night?
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. Well, you said there's a reason why I'm on Monday. Shoot.
And this isn't really, I just thought like I gotta think of an excuse because by the way, the next time you're on this show will be a Thursday night. But when I was thinking that you've been in the game a lot longer than 5 years, and I was like, well, you know what? I know I'm not gonna get.
What are you confusing me with, bro?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense because I've known your logo I just think I've been in this game a lot longer than I have. I don't think I've really started geeking out on YouTube till like 2019, 2020. So I think I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? Just going back a few years. But what I was gonna say is, what was I gonna say?
Why am I on Monday, not Thursday? Diesel,
yes.
Sit down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Your mind is sharp. That's because you don't smoke weed. That makes sense.
I wish, bro. If I could, dude.
Maybe when you retire, I'll get you high as shit.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Hell yeah. Hey, Diesel.
But anyways, so I was like, all right, I know I'm gonna tell him why he's not going on a Thursday night. It's because I was DJing. God bless my professor, aka my homie Chris, at one of the gyms I train at. There was this tournament, right? And mind you, I'm.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to slightly call you out right now.
Sure.
So I don't train jiu-jitsu worth of shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm 6'1", I'm 285 pounds. I got roped in a fucking sparring with Andrew, who's like a blue belt at my size. So I'm going to get smoked. Let's be honest. But you train jiu-jitsu, you're not going to come grapple?
I mean, I'm not going to, I don't know. I can't commit to Tinley yet. I could show up. And if I show up, I'm down to get down, bro.
I'm holding you to it then.
110%.
I'm holding you to it.
Yeah, no. All day.
I got Sugar Skulls and Paul fucking wrestling. It's two geriatric retired cops fucking going at it there.
But listen, you don't have me, buddy. You have Andrew, okay? And I think you should be focused on Andrew because
he's gonna fucking smoke me. I don't give a shit.
Andrew's a big boy, bro, and I know you're a big boy too. But Andrew's like a refrigerator. Like he's.
I know. I know.
Shout to Antoine Hood first and foremost for setting all this up for US ARC. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I will probably do the best and the most to try to get to that event at Tinley because I love stuff like that. First and foremost, it just brings good air. Good
camaraderie, brother. It's camaraderie.
Yeah, and it's for a good cause. But anyways, back to what I was saying.
So you're training, you're
training. And by the way, I DJ for these gyms. Like, so whenever there's an event, if I'm available, I'll DJ and I'll play the music while there's, but normally all I do, bro, is I show up and I play music. Well, this time I show up and my professor hands me a list and like, oh, they want to come out to these songs. I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, you can't just tell me, like, I was like, what is this song? It's all in Spanish. I'm like, bro, like this is, I was like, I don't work like this. So I was kind of clustered fuck. And then mind you, bro, there were some people in that tournament that were really relying on these songs. So if I didn't have that song played, they were getting like fucking huffy and hard and like on my ass, like, hey, bro, this is not my song. And I'm like, bro, chill out. Just get out there. It's a white belt tournament. You need to fucking just get out there. So
just get on the mat.
While I'm literally getting like, fucking dirty look by all these fucking guys because of their music choice, my music choice for them. You're like, hey man, how much are you lifting? You're trying to call me out.
Oh, no. You got mad sensitive, bro.
Yeah, I know. I was annoyed.
No, that's not what happened. You posted, you're like, get in the gym and stay swole.
No,
fuck you. So I was like, what are your numbers?
Bro, I got the receipts. Hold on.
Then you said you wanted to choke me. So then I started calling you daddy.
No. I got the receipts right here.
You said, I said something about, what are those numbers? And you're like, what do you mean? I was like, bench squat, deadlift, whatever. And you're like, bro, I just stay in here to train for jiu-jitsu. I'm old or some shit. I said, I'm old too. I'm still doing it. Then you said the weights won't stop you from getting choked. So then I actually be going to Tinley so I can trap you into doing that there. And you didn't respond to that. And then you fucking, what else did you say to me? Then you said something. Then I started calling you daddy. Then I started calling you a booty call. And that was the end of the conversation.
That made me happy.
That's what the fuck happened.
No, yeah, because dude, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't go to the gym and I don't hit fucking personal records no more. Because I'm old, bro.
I was calling you, bro, when you got sensitive.
I know. I did.
You were rowdy that day.
I did because I was like, first and foremost, bro, I was like, weights are not going to keep you from getting choked out. That's what I told you. That's what I said. Because
then you said gi or no gi. which I had to find out later on what that meant.
Oh, you're like, no referee. You said no referee.
I said no ref. Yeah. I just put a hole in your chest, bro. Fuck you. All right. So continue your story. All right, go ahead.
That was great. So anyways, that was it. I was like, okay, this guy literally just made my situation even worse right now by trolling me over this powerlifting shit. Mind you, bro. But that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is a guy. He has that person. Because, dude, there's some people who just don't know how to start conversations, and they'll start by talking shit. And dude, mind you, we're just now kind of getting to know each other. But then now I knew how you are, and also I'm like, dude, this. So, dude, yeah, guilty as charged on being a bitch on that day. I'll shut up. Anyways, that's why you're here.
Thin skin Michael.
Hey, true. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I get tired, bro. I'm cranky as a motherfucker. I don't like. I get it, guys. You want your theme music to go out into your mat, but like, dude, there was 20 people there. Like, it was just like, relax. And so,
it's them, their mom and their dad.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, also, I like to deliver. When I come to DJing, like, I like people to be happy, and I had everyone happy, but the people in the tournament, and I'm like, dude, and so I was kind of beat myself up more than anything else. So it was just listen. It was nothing. So, okay, Tinley. Let's talk about Tinley. Have you ever gone to a Tinley?
No, dude. I'm pumped to go. I really am.
Damn, man. Why are you just now going to Tinley?
Honestly, dude. All right, I'll be honest with you. So I did special ops for a majority of my career, and I got my way out of it. Okay, and I was like, all right, cool. I have a normal life, and they fucking sucked me back into that shit. So sometimes it's hard, dude. Like, if I'm running like gun cases, like, I can't just fucking roll out. But they gave me steady Saturday, Sundays off now, so now I can make them happy. And I kind of told like the people that I'm working for now, I was like, listen, I got no problem getting back in the game, but I'm gonna do what the fuck I need to do. You know what I mean? Like, if I need to take 2 or 3 days off, I'm taking it off. You're not gonna rope me back in where I can't live my life. So with that being said, now I plan on going to, because like, I'm good friends with Mike Stanley, Redline Pythons.
Yeah.
So I plan on coming out to Cali, go to like Pomona, maybe Anaheim.
Dude, come to Anaheim. You come to Trap Fest, bro. Come hang out.
You said that. I told you to come to Tinley to fucking grapple. You told me to come to Trap Fest.
Okay, you come to Trap Fest, which is before Tinley. If you can come to Trap Fest in July, I'll go to Tinley for sure, 100%.
When is it?
July 6th.
And that's what, Pomona?
That's Anaheim.
Anaheim's
cracking. And I have a table, so if you want to come kick it, like, we can, you know what I mean? We'll be good. It'll be a good time.
How far is Anaheim from where Mike lives? You know?
I don't know. Mike's in Orange County. Mike's in LA. No, I forget. Mike's
in some rich fucking area. I don't know.
Mike's not far from me. Listen, I'm in San Diego, so I'm an hour away from Anaheim. I'm like I'm an hour south.
He's got to be close. All right, I'm gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Either way, it's a really good time. All the Southern Cali homies go to the show. 10 minutes. There you go. Shout out to Mike. Mike, you got to come to the show too. This is a busy guy, bro. This is a busy guy. He does a lot though, and his life is.
Well, hey, I'm gonna call you out a second time.
Why?
So Mike came to visit me in August when I first opened this facility, and you asked him to be on the show. He said, "Why don't you hit Baker up? He just made a new facility, and you never fucking DM me."
I don't know, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I didn't know your name was Baker till today. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
I did not know your name was Baker till today, because I would have called you Baker a long time ago. But I've been calling you bro and shit. You know what I mean? And your name
fair is fair.
Baker's nowhere on your fucking page. And I tried looking. I'm like, what is his name? And so, you know, at some point I would have asked you, but luckily the homegirl from Pacific Rim Serpents, she was like, oh my God, you got to watch Baker tonight. I'm like, oh, and by the way, Baker's a sick ass name. I like the name Baker, by the way, not because
it's my last name. You keep hitting on me, MJ.
Wait, what's your first name?
Devin.
Devin's a cool name.
It's a girl's name.
I was going to say, I knew a chick named Devin once.
It's definitely a fucking girl. It's all right.
Yeah. She was a whore.
Yeah, me too.
Devin Baker. I feel like I went to high school with you. I don't know why that name just like, because I had a good friend named Tyler Baker. He was the richest friend I've ever had. He was fucking loaded. And his brother was David, not Devin. Okay, never mind. That's crazy. All right. Well, I mean, either way, I'll call you Baker though. Are you cool with Baker? Because
everyone calls me Baker. Yeah, definitely, bro.
So you have a Patreon page.
Yep.
How's that been? As far as like, you know, you obviously have we have 103 people in here, right? So you have a community. There's people here to watch you. How's that been establishing and building? What do you think's been the biggest tool behind you building your own community?
Well, I'll tell you, I answer that question by telling you why I got it started.
Sure.
All right. So let's be honest, right? We make money doing it. Yeah. Pays for the rounds.
Yep.
I'm not going to say anything about that. I try to, anybody in the Patreon, when they do purchase snake from me, I try to make sure they recoup the money spent in the Patreon with the snake purchase. You know what I'm saying to you?
That's cool. Yeah.
But this is how I kind of justify that, why I kind of want to do this. A lot of first responders, a lot of Long Island guys, a lot of cops, a lot of military people, firefighters, people like that. And in my world with PD, there's a huge disconnect, right? From top brass, your chiefs, your inspectors, and your cops and people on the street, right? They may have done what we're doing 30, 40 years ago. They're not doing it anymore, right? So they're going to come tell me how to do a gun rip on the street or a narco buy when you haven't fucking did it since 1982. So I'm explaining that to explain this. So from 2019 to now, I feel like, pat myself on the back, I did a pretty good job of getting to where I am with my collection, the facility, social media, etc. I am not that far removed from people that are just starting or in year 2 or year 3.
Right.
And I feel like I did a pretty good job of getting to here. So in my eyes, it's like, is it better to talk to somebody? By all means, guys like Justin, yourself, or Ozzy, they know more than I'll ever forget. They'll forget more than I ever known. Okay, but
don't say myself. I'm not in that realm.
No, I'm just sucking up a little. I'm
with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm listening.
So I look at it like this: if you speak to somebody who's not far removed from where you want to be, right, where you are to where you want to be, they remember what it's like to buy and purchase animals in 2019, 2020. They know what it's like with the social media craze, with what's going on in the ball python industry. So if you listen and you try to learn from and you try to get advice from and interact with somebody who was where you are 2 or 3 years ago, it's better to do that than listen to somebody who's got a multi-million-dollar facility that doesn't really remember what it's like to start off with 1 or 2 snakes. So with that being said, I wanted to build a community with people that are all relatively new. You have a couple guys like Mike in there where they're kind of have the older experience part of that. But for the most part, I wanted newer guys that can kind of grow together, bounce animals off each other, bounce ideas off each other, and correspond and kind of have this interaction with.
Yeah, because that's
7, fam. What's up, Ray?
That's the biggest key in the beginning, is having people to bounce information off of, right? Because a lot of people try to feel like they need to be friends with certain people, and they're not even looking at what's around them, and they're just trying to become, somebody's friend who's maybe not trying to give them the time of day, but you have the time of day around you if you just kind of see who wants to fuck with you. And dude, that's important. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, if you're good at something that a lot of people struggle with, if you're able to kind of help people put those tools together, that's kind of what makes having a Patreon page even worth having. You know what I mean? And also it cycles back to, obviously they have stuff that interests them as far as your work, your projects go. So you make it a bonus, you know what I mean? Which I do too, as far as with my Patreon page, as far as if you want to buy an animal from me, whatever money you put in with that Patreon, just take it out of the animal. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like this, bro. I'm not a selfish man, right? If a market value on an animal is $1,000 and somebody I've been corresponding with on social media is like, hey, Big, I'll give you $750 for it, it's still $750. You know what I mean? And you're hooking somebody up, and especially if they're in your Patreon. Like, we have a group text on Instagram, and there's sometimes I go back to that, bro, and there's hundreds of messages in there. And it's guys buying animals from each other. It's somebody asking a question about this, and somebody else is helping them. Somebody sending them a link to this video. And that's exactly what I wanted to develop. And especially this year, a lot of us are going to come to Tinley. A lot of us are local, so I'll throw a couple barbecues here in my house. And that's exactly what I want. Like, there's nothing better than having that camaraderie of people that have similar interests as you.
Yeah, man. And listen, I'm glad I have a reason to throw this thing called Trap Fest, because it is for my Patreon members. But man, nothing's better than having a bunch of people that all have the same interests as you, because conversations are flowing, man. Like I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes even at a reptile show where like you can only have like so much fun, where it kind of gets like, all right, I need to dip away for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to these personal gatherings, man, at people's houses and shit, oh, it's the best. It's seriously, it's the funnest. Yeah,
when Mike from Redline came out here, he stayed with me for like 3 or 4 days. We had Dave here, we had Kevin here, they're all in here now. We had Paul here, we had Ryan here. Everyone's in the pool, bro. We were fucking eating, we were drinking. It was a fucking blast, dude. And a lot of these guys, I talk more than like my buddies that I've been friends with for years, more than my cop buddies or my old lifting buddies. I talk to my snake buddies more than anybody else, bro. And they become like not just snake friends. They're my fucking family now. You know what I mean? And I love hanging out with them.
It's crazy, man. That's why I love that. I gotta say, other than the animals, the best thing is meeting people. Like you're meeting people you would have met. Like me and you would never have this conversation if it wasn't for reptiles. Like, how would I even know to even talk to you? You know what I mean? Like, we're all connected because of the animals, right? And also too, like, you can choose who you want to be cool with and who you don't want to be cool with. Like, we're human. We don't need to all get along. We should all be respectful. Like, we should all be adults, right? But we all don't need to have to fall under the same umbrella. Like, go do your fucking thing. This is our thing. So have fun doing it, right?
Right.
That's all. And people hanging out with people like you and other people at barbecues and shit makes this even better, makes it more enjoyable. Because it's kind of like being rich, right? I feel like I'm rich by these animals, but what's the point of being rich if you can't just enjoy it with other people, right? And
I'm with you, dude. I mean, I made a video a couple months ago where I talked about, like, you know, like clickbait, ball python market's dead bullshit. I kind of just talked about, like, listen, at the end of the day, like, this is a hobby. Like, I might not be selling a fucking thing right now, and I might be like just breaking even or just like, you know, so the Patreon's just supporting the rap bill, but it's still a hobby. I come in here, dude. I love seeing these things. I hang out with, you know, I come in here, I hang out, I check on shit. This is like my me time, bro. This is my man cave. You know what I'm saying? And like, I love everything about this shit.
did you ever make a oh my god, the ball pythons are in a recession video? Like, did you ever like tell anybody? Like,
no, I did. That video I just mentioned is kind of about that. Like, the market's shot, but who cares? Like, just keep breeding your animals and just fucking keep having fun with the hobby. Worst case scenario, like, you have a bunch of snakes.
So what? Just feed them. $1 a snake. Get over it.
Yeah, it is what it is, bro. Just fucking make it happen.
What are you crying for? Stop being a little bitch. What would you have to say to? Okay, first and foremost, do you have any other species besides ball pythons?
I got one boa, brother. That's it. I got a dumpster over there. That's it.
Laws are pretty crazy where you're at as far as other python species, or no?
Yeah, no retics, no Burmese.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to ask you. You know, you're a USARC supporter, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it? How does it feel being a USARC supporter and doing what you have to do to ensure we have our ducks in a row to battle these legislations? And you see shit go down like at that FWC ordeal with those boas, that pet boa being killed, and all the 30 plus python species. What does that make you feel like? I'm just curious. Is that you tend to just say, hey, what can I do about it, or does it bother you at all?
You want my opinion on those cops or like the whole situation?
I mean, both. Sure.
Okay.
Both.
So those cops should be fired, arrested, and sued. So first of all, they're not cops. They're fucking squirrel cops. Like, they're equivalent to our DEC cop. They're not, bro. I'll tell them there's police officers. All right. These are guys that take a test and have a gun and a shield. And there's cops. You got to earn that logo as a cop, right? And then there's people that are like Paul Blarts. You know what I'm saying? They're squirrel cops. Those guys aren't cops, okay? They're the guys that drive around the blue line flag. And I got it behind me. They got the blue line flag on their shirt. And they're all about the fucking cop world. They're not fucking cops. You don't do that shit.
Wow.
There's certain points as a cop, and Nash, my buddy in here, you have an actual fucking American hero in here. You have to realize there's some things you do and you don't do. You don't show up to somebody's house and just kill a bunch of their fucking animals. Now, I don't know the details behind it, everything. All right. It's like anything else. There's this truth. Somewhere in the middle is the actual truth. I don't know whether or not they were supposed to kill them. I don't know. What I do know is if you were supposed to euthanize those animals, you get a vet there, you inject them with something, and do it humanely. You don't show up with a fucking spike and start letting it rip. And then on top of that, you don't kill somebody's fucking pet. That's like equivalent. Now, I know the guy made a comment that it could have been worth hundreds of $1,000s, right, or some shit. Did I hear that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's take that for monetary value. If that guy can prove monetary value.
Alexa, turn off all the lights. Oh, sorry. I was talking. I don't know if you could hear me. My bad. I was turning off the lights.
Oh,
you're good.
So I don't know how some of these Florida laws are. New York, Florida laws are all different. But if he can prove monetary value, right? What that man did, that cop did, is I'm not a cop. What that guy did is show up and essentially just trash somebody's belonging. Okay. So that's like if you had a Lambo, I just show up and fuck that thing up. I can't do that. So that guy not only killed an animal, which is animal cruelty, the way he killed it, he destroyed a monetary value item. That guy should be fired, collared, sued, and never have a shield on his chest again. That being said, when it comes to all these legislations, not everybody's like you and I, everybody in this chat. People don't have – you and I look at snakes, or Anton or Nash, whoever else, we look at snakes, and there are pets, right? There's some investment in there, but there are pets, and it's a hobby, it's a passion we love. Now everybody looks at that, so we can't rely on everybody to help us. The only people we can rely on is guys like you and I with social media platforms, everybody in this chat, to donate, to keep investing, to push all these agendas, and when the legislation is coming down the pipes, to reach out to your local politicians and try to shit can it. Because if we don't, it's like gun laws, bro. They're slowly going to take more and more and more away. So all of a sudden we're just left with like a red-eared slider or some shit. So we have to nip it in the ass now and as hard as we can. Otherwise, again, they're just going to chisel away at our fucking rights when it comes to reptiles.
Some people say that this is probably the best thing that could happen, like something like this Jurassic. I'll
tell you this. Everyone knows I'm a snake guy at work, right? I don't hide it. I don't give a fuck. They're seeing this article. So, yes, there's a way of looking at that like, hey, tragic, fucked up, but hopefully this gets out in the media now. But it's up to us to continue to share that story, right? Because if not, it'll get swept under the rug.
That's why I want to make sure I bring it up tonight, because I don't want things to just other events to happen and the next you know this is on the back burner, because I feel like there's always going to be current events, right? But this one in particular we can't let stale out. Like this is
bro,
like
that shit was fucked up, dude.
It was bad. I mean,
I'm like a little bitch, bro. Like I love animals more than I like people, you know, and I couldn't even watch the whole video. Like, how do you do that shit, bro? How do you take a nail and hit an animal in the head? Like, you're trash.
Yeah. Like I said this before. I was like, if I was in that position, I would fucking turn my badge in and be like, I quit. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, there has to come a point, right? Where if your sergeant, your lieutenant, whoever says, "Hey, Bake, go over there. You got to fucking murder these animals." Like, no,
I'll murder you.
Fuck you, dude. Like, fuck, you know. But the thing that got me mad is they were like posing for pictures and like they were enjoying it. Like what are you, bro? You know what I mean? That's like somebody showing up. Let's say there was like some breed legislation passed for dogs, and me and you were breeding pit bulls, and we happen to have a golden retriever, and they show up and kill our pit bulls, and then smoke our golden retriever because it's there. You know what would happen in the national headlines if that happened? That's what happened. Just because they're snakes and not furry things doesn't mean it shouldn't get blown out of proportion. Yeah,
it just, like I said, imagine if that title said 34 kittens and a fucking a Yorkie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be hell. It'd be
with a fucking nail. Come on,
dude. They're trying to cancel my boy Hasbulla for flicking his fucking cat in the ear for misbehaving.
Hasbulla's a little guy, right?
Yeah, my little homie, bro. What the fuck? Leave him alone, dude. He's from Russia.
I like that. I love that fucking dude. That dude makes me laugh so much, bro.
You know he's 20 years old.
Yeah. I'm so happy. Yeah, I love that kid.
And like,
I love watching those videos.
He's blowing up. He signed a deal with the UFC, and it's like, and he's not fighting, but he's just like so sick that Dana's like, I just want to sign a deal with you.
Give him money. Yeah.
Why not? What's your take overall as far as I mean, future reptile shows look pretty promising for you because the experience you had off your first show made you kind of realize that you need to start doing more local shows. Is that right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, 100%.
Now, what are you going to do as far as how many shows? Like, I mean, if you have the availability, are you looking to just max out and do as many as you can, or do you want to be strategic about it?
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a new show in Nassau here on Long Island that they're going to be putting on soon. June 24th. It's a brand new show, so I will religiously do that show. I'll do the Brentwood local show, the White Plains show, Gettysburg. Mm-hmm. The bigger shows, I don't know. I don't know the answer, MJ, to be honest with you. I don't know. With work and stuff, I like to do as many as I can just because I like to interact with people. You know, it's nice to sell animals, but if this is my hobby and my passion I love, I like being out there and just congregating with everybody. So I don't have an answer for that, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Well, thanks. This has been a good time. I'm just kidding. I mean, okay, I want to kind of go back to some of the other deformities you might have ran into other than the shark nose thing. Any other thing that stands out that you've seen? I talked about this last Thursday night that my very first time I ever experienced like a film over the eye. I don't know if you ever gotten that yet.
Yeah.
It has like a weird discolored, like it looks like it's in shed, like an eye cap, but it's like a piece of the skin on the eye. It's very weird and it doesn't go away. So I'm just wondering if there's anything like that have you dealt with other than
two things.
Go ahead, tell me.
That I've seen that never once. I have an animal over here that has a cleft in its face.
Okay.
Kind of an iffy eater. She's beautiful, sick. It's like a black pastel trick, mystic potion. Thing's sick looking. Kept her. She's doing okay. one of my first clutches, I had hard belly. Bad. I had a homemade incubator. I think it was just too hot. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I tried to get I'll be honest with you, I tried to get the hard belly out a couple times.
What's hard belly? What is that? I don't.
When inside like the abdomen, the yolk actually gets hard. It's a big lump inside of the snake.
Oh shit!
So it doesn't absorb the yolk. It kind of almost turns like a hard-boiled egg inside of them. So you kind of got to push it out.
And some people and some of the snakes can't get it out, is what you're saying.
Yeah, dude. I'll be honest with you. My meat hooks. One of the animals I tried to push it out, ended up ripping open in my hands. You know, and I felt fucking horrendous, bro. Horrendous. One, I got it out and it died shortly thereafter. That sucked. That was my first ever clutch. So my first ever clutch got smoked in the incubator, right? Because it was way too hot. It was banana pie to a Super Russo, a bell. That just died. All of them died. The second ever clutch was that clutch. I had my first ever holdback, just a normal het pied. It was actually going to lay eggs in about a week. But that was my second ever clutch. I think it was just too hot in the incubator, caused all types of problems.
Damn.
That sucked, bro. I felt fucking terrible.
Have you had any egg-bound situations yet?
No, knock on wood, no, bro. I had one snake, this pastel Mista girl, give me 13 eggs. There was one stuck in her. I panicked. About 3 days later, she laid it.
Okay, I'll stop asking depressing questions.
Yeah, bro. You're going to fucking bad juju out here, man. I'm like paranoid.
Okay, let me ask you this. Your choice of substrate. What do you like to use?
Freedom Bleeder, Cocoa Blocks.
Okay, so you like the cocoa chip.
You use cocoa.
And that's been good for humidity and all that, I'm assuming. Like, what's your take on why you use it?
Well, I mean, honestly, I think the animals like it better. It could just be me being a psychopath. Long Island here is very humid to begin with.
That's cool. That's good.
So even this room, dude, I have my door open right now because I built this room to keep everything in. The humidity level gets like 80% in here sometimes. I noticed better sheds. I think it's a little, if I get stuck at work for 3 or 4 days and they take a piss on like liners, they won't be sitting in it. At least the cocoa kind of falls through the cocoa, absorbs a little bit. I just like it better, dude. It's just really that simple. The liners I like, but again, I've seen people use liners. They clean them. The next day, there's piss and shit everywhere, and the animal's just sitting in it, you know?
I know we talked about food a little bit. What do you do with your temps? Do your temps usually stay the same throughout the year? Do you let the room drop a little bit? What do you do with your temps?
Same temp, brother. It's 80 degrees in here year round.
80 straight up.
79.5, 81. Bounces around.
Even the morning time, that shit don't drop.
Nah, bro. I got this thing above me. This thing fucking.
Ooh, what brand is that?
I have no idea, bro.
I'm about to install like 4 of those motherfuckers, bro.
I don't know.
I'm about to be broke.
There you go. That brand right there.
You're gonna mess up your Fuchisu. Okay, well, I think I got that. Fuchisu.
I'll send you a picture.
Yeah. So okay, awesome. And let me ask you this, man. That's also something that could go bad. You know, knock on wood. I'm just saying, like, you know, how do you stay on top of something like that? So that has a thermostat and all that, I'm assuming, and that's how it's ran, or what?
Yeah, it's a mini split. So it does heat and cooling. I just set it at a separate temperature. So summertime, set on cool. I set it like 79, and it stays right around there. Wintertime, I set it 80, stays right there. I have sensor pushes in this whole entire place. Every rack has got a sensor push in it. Every incubator's got a sensor push in it. Then I have one in the actual room. So I have cameras everywhere in here. So I monitor the fuck out of it. I look throughout the day, 10 times a day, to look at my temps to make sure everything's good in here.
That's the beauty about technology nowadays, is like you have everything at the palm of your hand, you know? Do you have somebody who helps you out if you ever need it? Like, let's just say you're in a situation at work or whatever, and you just can't get to your room. Does anybody step up and come to your room for you? If you need it?
Dude, I am so grateful. I got guys like Paul, Kevin, Ryan Nash. All these guys live super close to me. Sal Gomez Pythons. I was on vacation a couple of times. He was pulling clutches for me. Big Eric's around the corner. You know, Matt Foley. I got Dave from Edge Exotics. Anthony. We have a solid group here on Long Island where if shit goes wrong, they can come help me out. If I'm stuck somewhere, they come help me out.
Staten Island ain't got that shit.
Nah, bro. There's like, I'm like actually offended you thought I was from Staten Island, bro.
My bad, bro. I forgot there was Long Island. Yeah, listen, I just came back from New York like a few months ago. You know what I mean? I was on Staten Island the entire time.
Yeah.
But dude,
I know. Well, the guy that owns sim containers from Staten Island, right?
Yeah, and there's this other guy, named Rob, who also he's off the grid, but he has some sick ass shit too.
Yeah.
But they're not originally from Stat. They just live there, like they just what I mean. Yeah,
yeah. It's like the native locals. I don't like. Not that I don't like them. It's just a different vibe, bro. It's that Jersey Shore bullshit.
Yeah, I feel you.
Not into it.
That's where I heard it from.
That my room, brother. My room is 15 by 23 by 9.
And is that a room inside the house, or where do you have the room at? Is this a garage? What is it?
I got a 2-car. Let me take it. I'll take you on a little tour real quick.
Yeah,
I got a 2-car garage that I split.
Nice.
So here's the actual room. That's the back end, and then you have the other sea serpent rack, and then you look right here. This is like all the storage bullshit of the actual front of the garage, and then it opens up. These will stay. Then it opens up to my house.
Dude, that's exactly how my room's set up.
I love it, bro.
That's sick. That split is kind of crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I look at it like this. If I ever outgrow this room, dude, this business is cranking. You know what I'm saying? So, right. I still would like to have some sort of storage, keep the pool shit and so forth out there. So, this worked out the best. And, you don't need that much room,
Well, let me ask you this. Let's put yourself in a position where things are at its best, right? And things are cranking. How big do you want to take this? Like if the money's coming in and all the signs are there, like how big does Baker want to take everything?
I'll take it as far as I can take it, bro. Like I said earlier, if it gets to the point where we're overwhelmed, once this starts becoming like work, I'm like, oh, these fucking snakes, all these fucking guys messaging me, all this post, that's when you're hitting a line. If you're cranky for the day, like you were that one day with me, like if you're cranky for the day and you just keep, then you keep it moving. But if it gets to the point where this is work, then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying to you? But I'll take this as far as I can go, bro. I love this shit, dude. I mean,
I love it.
I remember like when my grandfather was a cop, my mom was a cop.
Wow.
Everyone kind of had like side hustles, right? FT's always got side hustles. I always wanted some sort of side hustle. And for me, I always say like these ball pythons became the best of both worlds. It's a hobby. Hey, Diesel. It's a hobby. He's a menace, bro. He just moves shit around. I'll come home, the couch is like pushed against the wall. I'm like, this hobby here is something I've always had a hobby. So if I can turn my passion for reptiles into that side hustle also, it's a fucking win-win for me. You know what I mean? So I always make the joke that I'm, part-time cop, full-time reptile guy. And I love it, dude. I'll never quit PD. It's great money. It's a sick pension, but like, I'll take it as far as I fucking can, dude. Why not?
Because you're what? You're 36 or 34 or how old are you?
34.
34. So 34. Your pension is what? You're 60. You have to be how old? 55. How old do you have to
60.
be?
Nah, I can retire technically in 10 years.
But you're saying if you can, you'd want to keep that job in 10 years. You love it that much?
I'll do. Yeah, I have a good time, bro. I have a lot of fun. I'll do 14 more years just because the pension goes up from there, and then I get like 3% compounded per year. So I'll be 48 with a 25-year pension.
Man, I salute people like you, man. I mean, you just have all your ducks in a row, buddy. This is
somehow I don't know how, bro.
I mean, it's the blessings of a higher power. I don't know what you believe in, but something helps you out. And at the end of the day, you're doing right by it. Is what's more important. I feel like a lot of things get put in people's hands and they fuck it all up. I've done that plenty of times. I know I don't ever want to do that with the animals because I'm obsessed with what we do. But it seems like you have enough going on to where. Here's the beauty about having a job like what you have, because you have a job that you love. It takes so much stress off the animals, because like you said, if something doesn't sell or if something doesn't go in your way, you don't give a fuck. You're just like, whatever, know? There's people who are in positions where they rely on that shit.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where they're like devastated,
Yeah, I know. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. There's been times where I was sitting there watching like the Yankee game. And I had I remember this distinctly. Who's your team?
Dodgers.
That's not a New York team.
I would say I'm a Yankee. Listen, American League, it was the Mariners, but I've always been a Yankee fan. I've always been a Yankee fan. I will say that.
I remember this distinctly, dude. I remember. So I'll be honest with you. I'm transparent, right? If I do 40 hours overtime, I net like $7,000, $7,200 from PD, right? Between deferred comp, all that shit.
Right.
I'll bring home about $7,000, $7,200, give or take. I was sitting on the couch watching the Yankee game. I made like 3 sales. Nothing crazy, bro. Like pastel, leopard spot nose, head clown female, like some double head clown pie, like multiple codoms. I made like $5,800. in the one day. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, this is sick, dude. You know what I mean? And don't me wrong, that was amazing. That was amazing. But God forbid I make no sales. Like I said, worst case scenario, I got a 1065. I keep as many as I can and I feed them, you know. But those people, I feel for them sometimes, especially how this market crashed a little bit.
Yeah.
It sucks. I feel bad for them. But I'm very fortunate. Trust me, I know I'm very fortunate to have that PD job where if this shit just goes to shit, it's a cool hobby in my garage for now. So I'm very fortunate.
And I could be just giving you more reach arounds, but you just seem like you're a good cop. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if I were to get popped for anything, I would hope it'd be by you and you'd make fun of me.
Yeah, you don't want me, brother. If you see me, it's already too late.
Damn.
All you'd hear is your door breaking, and I'd be standing over you in bed.
Can we talk about this? Look at the rack. Look at the rack.
Yeah, I'll give you a snake, bro. Get out of here. Yeah, you know, I always tell people, like, if you're an asshole, I'm an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're cool, I'll treat you like a gentleman. You
Right.
act like a savage, I'll treat you like one.
There you go. Wrap-up question for you here, Baker, before we get into some hot tea questions. We're talking about how things could go everything in your way where you could take this as far as you want. I would hope that goes in your favor, right? Let's talk about this year. What's one thing that could go your way that you are shooting for the moon for? And I'm talking project-wise for your ball pythons. What's one thing you would love to hit this year? It could be a couple too. Like I
got a few things, brother.
Yeah, it's fine. Give me just throw some stuff at us.
ODYB fire leopard clown pied.
Ooh, oh, hold on. ODYB fired leopard pied.
Clown pied.
Clown pied. Holy shit.
Oh, bro, I made a male last year that's breeding for me. ODYB fire leopard pied het clown. Went to 2 double visuals. So we'll see what happens with that.
Have you made a clown pied yet?
No, bro. I should have. I have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I probably have 11 clown pied, 2 double visuals, or double hets going this year for me, 11 or 12.
So this is a year for you then.
Hey, I fucking hope so. But like you said before, I can hit none. You know, I hit all normals. I don't know.
So clown pies is that's if you could ask for any combos this year, that's what it is for you.
Well, then I got my pastel redhead het clown going to a Batman. I love to hit a redhead Batman.
Ooh.
I got clutches. I got 2 clutches there now. I got a stranger leopard clown to a high OD, possible super OD, yellow bay fire clown, and an OD fire entry clown. So those combos would be pretty sick. I got my confusion boy going to some shit. I got a Wookiee boy that might breed this year, clown guy.
Nice.
And then I'll show you. I didn't show my YouTube yet. I just picked this boy up.
Oh, let's look. Exclusive.
It is an exclusive. He's
Close up
deep
the
in
podcast
shit,
world.
so he looks like shit.
That's all right. Show it off. I'm giving you the big screen.
All right, this is a huge. Get out of here, Diesel. This is a huge shout out to Matt Foley. This is original JKR snake. This is a het Pompeii male breeder, proven breeder, 5 years old, like 1,300 grams, black pastel, yellow belly, red stripe, spot nose, het clown, proven breeder. Originally, again, my buddy Matt Foley grabbed them from Justin 2 years ago, and Justin had him for a couple years. So this boy right here, once he's out of shed, is going to go to a few clown girls behind me. So I'm pretty happy about that. I have a couple chances of hitting a Pompeii with a couple codons on top of it.
So this is the Pompeii without the clown. It's a het clown though, right? Or is it called Pompeii clown? Is that what it's called?
This, I guess you would call Pompeii het Pompeii.
Okay.
So it's black pastel, red stripe, yellow belly, spot nose, het clown.
Damn, that's a banger, bro.
Dude, you know what's funny? He looks sick. He's big, you know, but he's actually deep in shed right now. So huge shout out to Matt Foley, bro. You're speaking about people that fly under the radar. That dude's got some wild fucking shit.
I've heard Matt Foley's name before. What's his account? Does he have a brand account name or something like that?
Not really, brother. Just Matt Foles on Instagram.
Matt Foles. Okay, I'll check him out.
Huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to Ryan for introducing me to him. He's one of those guys that under the radar big time. But yeah, so this is another animal I'm hoping to hit, bro. I hit a Pompeii. I'll be fucking pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, bro. And I got to ask you, what's your take on your males being bigger when it comes to breeding? Do you like that other than keeping him lean and skinny?
I've had success with both. My stranger leopard, you know, this asshole over here, he's probably 550 grams, pretty lean looking. My pastel ODYB fire leopard pied, pretty lean looking. And then I got the pastel redhead het clown that's at a hammer. I've had success with both. You know, I've had negative things with both. I think it's just kind of the individual animal sometimes. I know Matt is our secret. I don't give a fuck. I give props for props is, you know. Matt's the man.
Hey man, come on. We all got to eat, bro. Share the people. Come on. Hey, I'm the same way, bro. Listen, I'm a snob when it comes to not wanting to give certain information out. So I kind of fuck with your people on that end of things, man. They're just looking out for you, bro. You know what I mean?
I already got the shit I want from him. So,
I
mean, shout out to him. So.
I do want to ask you though too, like the biggest meal you like to feed your female is what? Like a breeder size female? What's the biggest you like to go with that?
So I got a couple of big girls, 4,000 grams. I'll feed small live rats, bro, because medium or large rats, they can do some fucking damage, bro. Like It's a fight, you know what I mean? So if I got a couple frozen thawed and they're largest, I'll give that because no damage involved, you know.
Right.
But I'll feed smalls and I'll buy a couple extra. And some of these bigger girls want to take down a second small. No doubt. I got you. You know what I mean? But I don't like to feed the bigger rats just because they can do some damage, dude. And honestly, too, I've noticed, like, even this season, a couple of these clutches already dropped. A couple of these girls went off food way early, bro, and they were relatively skinny, and I was super nervous, and they kicked out 6 beautiful eggs. So, like, to me, you probably don't have to hammer these animals with rats to have successful breeding seasons. I'm not saying breed them when they're skinny, but...
Right. I mean, yeah, you know, I've had people tell me, like, oh my God, this female who's at breeding size has only had 1 or 2 meals all year and she's been getting locked. And for whatever, she had a healthy clutch still. And it's kind of like, you know, as long as she's big and she's already like, you know, because you don't want to take a snake into breeding when she's small. That's the opposite thing you want to do. Right.
Yeah.
Because she needs to have something to reserve on in case she goes off. So from your experience though, Baker, I mean, how soon are your females going off food prior to ovulation, or does that vary from what you've seen?
It varies slightly. I would say I utilize the ultrasound. 23 to 30, my girls go off food. I've had some that go around 20. I've had some that eat at 32 millimeters. But right in that bracket, I would say 22, 23 millimeters to about 30, 29, 30 millimeters, they stop eating for me.
And at that point, are you still pairing them up? Like, are you still letting them get locked at that point?
I'll get one final lock-in at 30 to 35 millimeters. That's the goal, at least.
That seals it. At that, you know, at that size, that lock right there is the final nail in the breeding coffin.
Done.
Yeah, cool. You know, listen, I feel like a lot of these things I ask are just signs that you see throughout your experience. You know, like a lot of this information that, you know, you want to ask somebody for, all this shit comes together when it happens in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why they say experience is the best teacher, you know?
Yep. 100%, dude. 100%.
Yeah. Dude, this has been a great episode. Let's get these hot seat questions in. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your night, all right?
All right, brother.
Cool, man. All right. Listen, let's get the likes up if you haven't yet. I got to say, they definitely went up since I, went ahead and fucking checked them. Just kidding. 80 likes. Let's go. Get the likes up if you haven't yet. Hot seat questions for the big homie Baker, Blue Line Morphs. Baker, you ready for this?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Coming in hot. Let's go. Frozen Daughter live.
Live.
A cut or no cut?
A cut.
First meal you offer a baby hatchling ball python.
10 days after shed.
What do you offer it?
A small little crawl, something that moves around a lot.
Yeah, but is it rat or is it a mouse?
Rat pups or ASF pups.
Favorite arboreal snake?
Probably what you got right behind you there.
I have emeralds and chondros, so pick the poison.
I like emeralds. I actually have a cage out there. I'm going to try to sneak one in here.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yay imports or boo imports?
I like imports. My buddy Joe's got I think he's got a couple of genes there. I like them. Everything we have is an import, brother, one way or another.
At the end of the day, even us.
You're not wrong.
If it came down to you importing any reptile around the world, doesn't matter about the size. Like, let's just say you have the time and the money for anything. What reptile would you like to have?
Galapagos tortoise.
Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. What about one reptile you wish nobody would ever import? Leave it alone.
Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know. One reptile, just leave it the fuck alone. I guess a Komodo dragon. Fucking dinosaur.
It's dinosaur, gross.
Yeah.
And the thing about how much they like they're the way they territories their demographic area, it's miles. Like so, like you'd have to like really. There's no cage for that thing.
No,
you know what I mean?
and you're never gonna have the proper habitat. Like you put it in a pen compared to what it needs. You know.
Very true. Yay sports or boo sports?
Sports in general. What do you mean? What?
Do you like sports or you hate sports?
I love sports, brother.
Favorite sport?
Football.
Favorite football team?
Jets.
The damn Jets.
Fucking goddamn Jets.
Do you want to let? Okay, I'm gonna pause this right now because there was a moment in my life. Mind you, I'm a Raider fan too. Okay, not easy coming around. Where I come from, if you're a Raider fan, you get shitted on a lot. Okay, so I'm really the only. Me, my dad, my sister were the only really Raider fans I ever knew growing up. So not easy being a Raider fan. But there was a time where I got invited to a playoff game. Okay, in San Diego Chargers playoff game against the Jets. Okay.
Okay.
And I naturally hate the
Just
Chargers.
when Antonio Cromartie got out of the way and Sean Green went right into the end zone.
No. This is a long time ago. This is I think 2005. I want to say, or 2006. This is where the Chargers had the fucking game. It was sewed up, and they missed the field goal. They fucking missed the field goal. They missed the field goal, and I gotta tell you, the environment. Like normally, I'm a Charger hater, but because the playoff game, the seats, all these people, I was kind of inside of me was like, dude, it'd be cool if the Chargers win because, like, look how happy everyone would be. As soon as they choked, I was like, you guys fucking suck. And I never looked back ever again, bro. So I almost switched up, and I'm so happy the Jets came through that game, man.
Yeah.
Man, anyways. Okay, how about this? Steak or fish?
Steak.
Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Van Halen.
Thank you. So easy. See how naturally fluent that came out? West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
Biggie.
It was all a dream. Little word association. First thing to come to mind. Reptile shows.
Brentwood.
First time ball python breeder.
Good luck.
Favorite ball python codon.
Enchi.
Least favorite ball python recessive.
Monsoon.
Stuck shed.
Fucking soak them.
FedEx shipping.
Don't trust them.
Instagram trolls.
Me to you.
You fucker. If it came down to you deleting one platform away from social media forever, is it going to be Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Damn. Nailed it, bro. I've not had over 100 people on a Monday night in quite a while, so I appreciate the energy. All the people who came and watched you, but I got to say, what do you have to say to all the people who fuck with you, man?
No, listen, I appreciate it. Everyone that ever purchases a snake, follows me or messages me or corresponds with me, yourself, Anton, including the Tinley thing. I love it. I appreciate it. We're all in it together. I love you guys.
Yeah, man. Listen, other than Instagram, also YouTube, right? Best way to get a whole, like, kind of watch your stuff would be YouTube, Blue Line Morphs, and then Instagram is kind of the best way to get a hold of you if anyone wants to kind of get in contact.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram quite often. So blue_line_morphs.
Well, listen, thanks for giving this platform the time of day, bro. Thank you so much for fucking with me and all the trappers. And honestly, thank you for just being a really stand-up guy in the industry. I love how you're just doing your thing and you're having fun because that's the point, right?
That's it, brother.
So, yeah, man, thank you so much. It's a wrap for the big homie Baker at Blue Line Morphs. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
Later, brother.
Hey, dude, do me a favor. I know you're a G, but be safe out there, okay? Please, first and
always,
foremost.
brother. Always.
And listen, if you need anything, I know you got the big homie Mike over here, but if you need any help with details or information, where to fly into, listen, I would fly into San Diego. Like, no offense, but LA area is just trash, okay? And I'm just telling you right now, I will look after you, buddy. So that would be my recommendation. We'll talk soon. Have a good night. See you later, buddy.
Be safe, brother.
All right. No offense to my LA homies, but guys, come on, please. San Diego's way better. Just air-wise and everything else. Food. Guys, thank you so much who tapped in. What a great episode. So many people tapped in tonight, and I love it. Feels good. But this guy deserved all that. Blue Line Morphs. Follow him on Instagram. Make sure you go subscribe to his YouTube channel. You know, I wanted to ask him, you know, because the title of this episode is like, how do you stay relevant? He told us all how to stay relevant, basically. Everything that he does, everything that he, you know, is committed to with his 9-to-5 and the snakes. And remind you, he looks at the snakes as a full-time job. Grinding. That's what you do to stay relevant in anything. You grind. So thank you so much for everyone who tapped in again. Hit that subscribe button, please. Notification bell. You'll be on top of everything. I have a great podcast happening this Thursday night. It's going to be me just talking. So it's going to be like, listen, at the end of the day, to give you guys a heads up, I'm going to be having some podcasts where it's just me chopping it up. We'll be catching up personally, me and the viewers, you guys. But then I might have people call in and talk about certain things. I got to tell you, this Thursday night, I have something I want to talk about, because as much as I kind of want to act like I'm not a ball python guy, dude, bullshit. Listen, I'll do what I have to do to downsize certain things, but I will always have ball python projects cracking off. And I'm just going from having minimal high-end projects to majority stuff I want to sell to just no stuff I want to sell and just high-end projects. So that's where I'm going at now. That's it. No big deal. I want to just keep my shit designer. And that's not always easy to do in the ball python game, because you got to make sure you're moving your chess pieces right. So anyways, this Thursday night, it's going to be about the elite ball python talk, okay? Strictly next level, how to raise the bar in the ball python game. Personal things that I'm going to do, and I got other homies who's tapping in too, okay? So make sure you guys set your reminder this Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All my ball python people, let's go. I have two heavy hitters coming to this show Thursday night, okay? One who's been in the game for less than 5 years, and one who's been in the game for over 10 years, okay? It's going to be epic. Bring your notepads. Coolest reptile podcast in the world. If you're looking for slow down. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you would like to support what I do, if you like to tap in more than what you see here on these podcasts, then look no further than joining the Trap Talk Patreon family, guys. Very first link you see in the description below. Click on that link. As soon as you join the Patreon family, I connect you to the Discord. The Discord will tap you in with over 160 trappers, all about their business with the animals, with the reptiles, ball pythons, chondros, emeralds. There's geckos, you name it. It pops off 24/7 in the Trap Talk Patreon Discord. Appreciate all my love and support, man. My Patreon members, I love you guys. Honestly, you guys are my heart. Follow me on Instagram, Trap Talk God 619. Follow the podcast's Instagram as well. Make sure you head over to YouTube. Follow me on the Trap Vlogs YouTube. Subscribe. Thank you so much to Baker of Blue Lines Morph. Thank you for everyone who showed up and pulled up for this guy, because I fuck with this guy, man. This guy's cool as hell. Can't wait to bring him back on, and I cannot wait to see you guys this Thursday. Have a good rest of your night, and I'm out.